Alive. What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing amazing. This is Nas and this is
Daniel, and we are here with day 2 of the challenge,
of the ReactJS challenge. Hope you guys are pumped. Hope you guys have your computers ready with you, because today we are building the Slack clone right here, guys. Today is day 2 of the ReactJS challenge. For those of you who are just coming in, right, get ready, get set up. We're going to be building the Slack clone part what?
part 1.
Part uno of 3 parts, guys. So in the Slack clones, let's go straight into this really quickly, guys. All right, if I go ahead and present right here, give me 1 second. So challenge day 2, pretty sick. The last day was pretty epic, I would say so. Let's go ahead and see. Well, building Slack clone part 1, let's go. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Cool. Are you ready? Drop in the comments below if you're ready, because I want you guys to be ready.
Yes.
If you're not, then I don't know what you're doing.
Drop some fire, drop some rockets, whatever your favorite emoji is, drop in the comments.
Drop it all the way below to the flow. Oh,
we need to know that you're ready. Nas has been rapping all day.
All right, anyway, so turn off your phones, guys. Really important, guys. Let's go ahead and make sure to put your phones do not disturb. Throw them away out the window if you have to. Again, we're not liable for you if you break your phone. Okay, that's your liability. All right, very important. Right, but turn them off. Cool. So very important, guys. Tag us on Instagram if you are in this challenge. Which if you're not, join the ReactJS challenge. Link below. Right. This 5-day ReactJS challenge is going to be epic for you to kickstart your career as a ReactJS developer. Okay, so as you're doing this kind of stuff, make sure to go ahead and tag us, Clever Kazi, Nas Dumansky, Day Safer, so we can go ahead and know what you're doing and we can see kind of what you're up to, and that gives you a chance to actually do what?
To be more engaged with the community and win potentially
a prize. Exactly. All right, cool. Next up. So day 1 was epic, guys. It literally was so good. We had 14,000 views right here. Wow. 900 plus live viewers. Almost 1K viewers. That was insane.
That was amazing.
You guys killed it. Absolutely killed it. I am not kidding. I am not kidding at all. Right? 200 plus homework submissions. Holy shit. Really?
These people care. These people are here to learn, dude.
Damn.
They're here to learn.
Damn, you guys are amazing. You guys build amazing portfolio projects, which I'm extremely excited to see and take a look and actually show you. So show some of them. Look at this. 1K
we were 5
live
people
viewers.
away.
That's how we do it. Because we're just that good.
Yeah. So guys, let's see if we can break 1K live viewers today. Just share this with someone who you know wants to learn ReactJS. Just send them the link to the YouTube channel so they can watch us live and potentially be part of this challenge. Now, here are some amazing portfolios that we started to see come in as of yesterday.
You see, for example, Muzamil.
I think so.
Look at this amazing project, really cool. That's his portfolio. Holy moly. Olaiwala.
We apologize if we mispronounced.
I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name.
We love you guys. We love you guys, and thank you guys for submitting these amazing portfolios. They're just awesome.
Yeah, and Cyrus right here as well. Crazy projects. This is an amazing portfolio you guys just built. Think about this. In the first day, you already have a portfolio project, guys. Okay, that's epic. Here's some projects that we have that are actually live. Check this out. If I go ahead and click on these right here.
Yo, this is
look
the one that we saw a while ago.
Whoa, that animation though.
Oh my god, it's
wow. Guys, if he did it, so can you. Look how sick that looks, right?
That's crazy.
Whoa. Oh man. Wow, look at this. What I do. He codes. This person codes.
He codes, bro.
He codes for sure. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I'm excited. Let's see some of these other portfolios,
Let's see. So day 2, let me see. Oyawala as well. All right, cool. We got who's this right here? Olaiwala. Whoa, that's look beautiful. At this animation. It's like you got these animations right here, kind of going forward. Really cool. Whew, let's go. Keep going. About me, a passionate programmer and a coach right there. Born and brought up from Nigeria. Holy moly, this looks sick. I love kind of the pop-up, the animations, the the timeline. Look at this, bro. There's a timeline.
Whoa, he shows everything. That's crazy, man.
All right, next up, let's see Jose. Let's see. Really quickly here. Come on. Guys.
The Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi is no bueno, but it's okay. We're going to go through it. Love these animations. Really cool. Awesome. Sweet. As you guys,
Look at the experience. That's cool.
I know, nice experience. Now, guys, again, if you are going through this, I highly recommend you go ahead and add something of your own, right? Add your own touch to this, okay? That's the one thing feedback I will give, for example, here to Jose, hopefully I said that right, is add your touch to it, right? You have this amazing portfolio. Now add your touch to it. Maybe colors, maybe a theme, maybe it's an animation, whatever it might be, right? Cool. Next up, let's see. Luis. Who's this Luis person? We got Luis.
Luis.
Ooh.
Wow.
Whoa.
Looks amazing, Luis.
Luis. Kill it. Looking clean on the picture. Whoa. That's clean. See? Clean is good. Clean is good. It took me 24 years of my life to get in touch with programming for the first time in the final stages of my bachelor's in civil and environmental engineering. Oh, whoa. That's amazing. Look at this. Zoom clone. That's it. Sick. Contact me.
So these
Luis,
are amazing portfolios. Amazing portfolios. But now, guys, let's get into what we're going to learn here today. What is that going to be, Nas?
Today, what's it going to be? I don't know. Actually, you tell me. What are we going to learn?
Well, we've been talking about the Slack clone, and we've been talking about specifically part 1 of the Slack clone.
Yes,
right?
so part 1 of the Slack clone. You guys know what we're building. Look at this amazing Slack clone. Right here, you've got yourself, right? This is the repository, not a repository. This is the workspace. You've got yourself channels. You can actually type here if you want, right? And as you type, it actually shows up live. So this is actually live uploading, right? What is it called? Live uploading? No.
Real-time chat.
Thank you. God, I always forget that name, man. Real-time chat, right?
That's why I'm here. I'm just here to remind Nas of things.
And if you can see, guys,
don't forget.
Here's look at this. Here is the Slack clone that we're building. So let me just give you a very small kind of demo. Sign in with Google. So you will actually be able to sign in with Google. Look at this. Sign in with Google. As long as you have good Wi-Fi and hopefully it loads, which
apparently we have slow Wi-Fi, but it's all good. It's all good.
Go to cosicleverpoint.com right there. Good. And look at that. This right here is your Slack clone, fully built from scratch in 3 days.
3 days. That's it.
3 days.
And today is day 1, guys.
Yes. 3 días. Right? I said that right. Yeah, I did.
Exactly. So what are we going to dive into in day 1? What are the things that we're going to touch on?
So let's think about this. Okay, let's take a... Well, before that, look at this, guys. If you can chat, I can chat whatever I wanted to, right? As I'm chatting, I can go different repositories. Look at this. I can actually create new channels if I wanted to. Let's say Clever Programmer. Clever is a channel you see. Now you have a channel. And again, all this stuff is saved in database. Look at this. And multiple people can also be doing this at the same time. So it's like real-time chatting. How cool is that, man?
It's amazing. Man.
Awesome. So, again, guys, don't forget.
Yes.
You will go ahead. You can tell them.
It's another reminder, guys, that here there will be winners of 3 amazing prizes that we have. The first one will be a free enrollment for a 6-month online bootcamp called Full Stack Mastery, worth $15,000. The second one, you're gonna get all of the Clever Programmer courses at your hands, at least $3,000 worth of value. And the third one is you're gonna get free access to Profit with JavaScript, which is the best JavaScript course
on the fucking planet.
Boom.
Period. Done. I don't have to say anything else. Okay.
So how can you win, Nas?
So how can you win? Great question. So guys, very important. Be positive. If you're in the chat, if you're negative, we're gonna throw you out. It's as simple as that. Just block. Bye-bye. Sayonara, baby. Okay. So be positive. Engage in the chat. Don't spam. Okay. That's one really important part. Yes, we do look for it in terms of how you engage, how you comment. That's very important. But if you do it too much, if you just copy and paste, no bueno, we're gonna throw you out. I'm sorry. So participate in all 5 days, of course. Make sure you 5 days you are there. Do the homework. Important.
Common sense, yeah.
Yes. Make the full project, and if you add extra features, you get yourself a bonus, right? So we like to see people who try, who go over the top, who try harder, who do things extra. That's always a really nice bonus. Awesome.
Exactly. So if you're ready to do it, if you're going to play all out, if you're here, focused and present, go ahead and tell us below that you are in it to win it, guys. Let us know.
And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, guys. Let's go ahead and help us out right now. Let's get to 200 likes. We are currently at 170 likes. I'm sure we'll get to 200 in a split second here. Come on, guys. 170. Let's get to 180. 190. Guys, come on. Like it right now. And we'll make sure that we get to 200. Cool. So leave a comment in the comments. If you are pumped, I'm with you right now, right here. Let's get to it. Oh.
So one more thing, guys, before we dive in, let's just give you guys the agenda again one more time. So yesterday was day 1. Today will be day 2. Now, if you could go ahead and hit that next slide so we could show them. And in day 2, we're going to start to build the Slack clone, right? So we're going to add different features that Nas is going to dive into right now. We're going to be talking about how to create the header, how to create the sidebar. And then we're going to go on to day 3, day 4, day 5, and finally day 6, where we have a special surprise.
Ooh, what's the surprise, man?
They might have to kind of wait and see what we're doing in day 6.
Not telling the surprise. Don't even think about it.
So Nas, without further ado, man,
Shall we get started?
let's get
Oh,
going,
it's
man.
showtime!
I think we missed the drop.
Did we? No, I did not. No.
Dude.
No.
I don't know why Nas makes me do this.
Come
all the
on!
time.
You know it. I know. Go. Ready? With us, everybody, right now. Ready? Oh! Woo! Left, right. All right, we're done, guys. We're done. That's it, guys. All right, let's get straight back to. That's always so much fun, man. I love that.
That's beautiful.
All right, so really quick, guys. So that's it. Part 1. That's it. Now let's go straight into the Slack clone. Okay, let's get serious. Let's go ahead and sit down. We'll quiet down. We'll chill for a second here, right? Our goal today is to build that Slack project. Now, what are we going to be building? Okay, our goal is to get to this portion right here. You see how currently we have, for example, a header window. We have a sidebar. That's just our goal for today, guys, okay? Just pretty simple. That's going to be part 1. Now, if you think about creating any project, guys, let's just think about a little bit in a few ways, okay? So let me go ahead and zoom in here so you guys see. When you create a project, like, for example, like any website, what do you think about, Daniel? What do you think about?
Well, first, when I'm trying to get started, I want to think about what is this structure going to look like? What are the things that I'm going to have to put in place to start to put this website together, right?
Always the structure. It's kind of like you're building, guys. You're building a building, right? When you build a building, you're building a structure. You have an architecture, a piece of paper, correct? That builds the structure of the building, right? That doesn't build it, but it's an architecture.
It's the foundation,
So
right?
let's go and build the architecture right now. So if you can see, this is the Slack clone. Now, this is a part 1 of it. What do you see? Well, what do you see right now is pretty simple. We have here a header, okay, right? And this header has multiple components. Part 1 is it has like this, for example, this icon component right here. It has this input right here, correct, for searching.
Yep.
It has this question mark right here for question, right? And it has kind of like this kind of component for your username.
Yep.
Correct? Okay. Next, on the left-hand side, you have a sidebar right here. You see the sidebar? In the sidebar, you have things like some channels. You have your workspace name, and you have your channel right here, channel number 1, channel number 2, and so forth.
Yep.
Right? So all these things that you guys are seeing right here where I'm highlighting, those are called components. And why do we call them components?
We call them components because, I don't know, can I use these in different parts of the software system?
Yes, exactly. That's the really cool part about us because you can reuse them in multiple parts of your piece of software, right?
Okay.
So I can take, for example, this, for example, this component, and I can reuse it where? Here, and here, and here, and here, and everywhere, and so forth.
So it becomes like a little Lego block.
It's like a Lego block.
You could use to build something because it's the same 4x4 Lego block.
Yes.
2x4. Okay.
Exactly. Pretty cool, right?
Makes sense
Okay.
to me.
And then on the right hand side right here, we have a chat window. So we're going to make that chat window. That's going to be later on as we go into part day 2 and day 3 and so forth.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. But for now, that's what we're focusing on. Now, really quickly, okay, guys, okay? If you think about all these different things, we have what? This chat, okay? Yes, we said that. We have this sidebar. We said that. Now, this sidebar, you see how it's all kind of rows and columns. You always have to structure your things in rows and columns. So you can see we have one row here. That's the header, correct? What's another row?
I would assume the other row would be the rest of it, right? Which includes the sidebar and the main bar.
Correct. So the rest of it, which includes those. See, now this becomes its own little component. It's a little div. We call it div container, guys, okay? Now inside that, that's when you have the sidebar. And that's when you have the chat, because now those are columns.
Yeah.
Like I can't go from rows to columns like just kind of interweavely. I have to create rows within columns and columns within rows.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Cool. So we have that right now. Let's just go ahead and create that pretty much. That's all we now need to do. Let's create that right now.
Perfect.
All right. So if we go ahead, I'm going to put my on the right-hand side right here. All right. So of course, guys, to get this started, you guys need to install Node.js. Just for those of you who don't have it, Node.js right here. Make sure you install Node.js.org. Download it right here. If you don't have it, just install it. No problem. If you have it, great for you. And of course, VS Code is our choice of code editor.
And as a reminder, guys, if you happen to get stuck in any part of these parts, it's totally fine. Just keep listening, keep watching, keep being engaged so you can make sure you're learning, and you can always watch the replay so that as the homework, you can catch up and add even cooler features.
Yes, exactly. So again, there's going to be a replay. So if you just cannot catch up, just, don't worry, just rewatch the video. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and do this. So you have Node.js. If you're on Mac, open up Terminal. If you're on Windows, I think it's PowerShell. I think is what it's called. Is that what it's called?
Or the command prompt.
Command prompt. I'm not sure. I'm not a Windows user.
We only do Mac.
Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and do ls here. I'm gonna go into a project folder I have called GitHub. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a project using Node.js with something called Create React App. Now, what that does is this sets up your whole project for a React application. So, of course, you first need to install Node.js, which hopefully you should have done. Now, at this point, let me go ahead and make this a little bit larger so you guys can see it right there. I'm going to go ahead and do a Command K so you guys can have it. So now I'm GitHub. What I do is I npx and I say create-react-app right there. And all I have to say now at this point is what?
The name of the application?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll say it Slack clone challenge. How does that sound?
That sounds good to me.
Challenge. Let's go. Okay. So what's going to happen now is it's going to create our application. npx Node.js is creating this app fully from scratch. It is creating the structure of the application most importantly, and we'll use the structure to build on top of it.
Perfect.
Make sense?
Perfect.
Cool. All right. Bueno. Muy bueno. All right, let's go ahead. We're doing this. It's currently doing other stuff. And guys, by the way, looks like we are currently at 284 likes. Let's get to 300 likes. Come on. Like it up, share it up, pump it up. Let's go. Like it up, share it up.
Let's go. I'm even putting a like right here so we can get to 300.
Let's go. We're currently at 286, guys. And we have ourselves a what? A Slack clone. You can see it's done. It says, when you see happy hacking, it means you are all good, my friends, okay? Okay, so happy hacking. We have that. Next thing you want to do is open up VS Code. So I'm going to do a file, new window here on my VS Code prompt. I have my VS Code right here, you can see, okay? All right, and what's going to happen at this point is pretty simple. All I will say is I will do file, open. Let's do open. I will go to the projects. Let's go ahead to GitHub project right here. Slack clone challenge. This is where I created my folder right here, correct? Right here. This is our created folder. So open up that folder. Click open. That's the whole folder where you just create your project. Click open. Boom. There you go. Awesome. So you have your project. So let's take a look at what do you have now with this project. I'm going to put it on the left-hand side so you guys can see it. I'm going to make this a little bit larger so you guys can see it as well. Right there. Beautiful. Everybody comprende? Everybody good? And we have ourselves a super chat. Let me see.
Oh, he sent us a message.
Oh. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Thank you so much. That was super chat from Kazi, looks like.
Yes, sir. Have the Slack open at all times, boys.
Yes. Cool. So we have, the Slack clone is here. Gotcha. Yeah, we have that here. Cool. So we have that on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and VS Code on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and do this. If I go to source, right-click, let's go right-click and package.json, open an integrated terminal. All right, good. On top of that, let's go ahead and do npm start. npm start. So that's what the first thing we need to do. So again, right-click, integrated terminal, npm start. That's the first thing to do. Let's go. Okay, awesome. I will say yes. You might not have this, but I will say yes for now. No problem. And we have ourselves, let's see.
Boom.
Oh, our first React application. Now we'll go ahead and move myself to the middle so we can do it like this.
Oh, that's good. Now we're in the middle.
Yeah, now we're in the middle. We're in the middle,
So
bro.
now we have
Yeah.
Now we have the code over here.
Yep. We have the code.
We have code over here, Slack clone over here.
Beautiful. Exactly. All right. So app.js, let's take a look at what do we have in terms of code. Well, here's the thing, guys. Your whole application is within where? Within right here. Within this portion right here. You see this right here? This is the whole Slack application.
Can you make this 2/3 as well so it takes more space?
I don't like that. Okay. We'll see for now. So for now, I'll just make it 2/3. Then I'll change it up later. Perfect. So let's go ahead. So I have header right here. This means that the whole app is in the header, guys. You see this? You see how we have edit and save to reload? Right here, edit and save to reload. That's where the app is. It's inside app.js. Now you might be thinking, okay, how does that show up on the actual application? Well, it's pretty simple. If you go to index.js, all you have to do, look and see. You see how React DOM.render and this renders the app?
Yeah.
Pretty simple. The way it works is it actually imports the app component, the big app component, and it imports it from there. And then what it does is it actually puts it into the root element of the HTML.
Where's that root element?
If you go to public, if you go to index.html, guys, you see right here, this div ID root, that's where the whole React.js lives. Literally.
So it gets all the code from this app.js and it puts it into this div right here. So that's where the application is.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Pretty simple, guys, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this header for now. Let's go ahead and remove this. We don't need this at all right now. No, not necessary. Okay. And instead of here, we'll actually have a different application. We'll have the actual Slack clone app in here. So you can see now it's all white, no problem whatsoever. Okay, cool. Now, what are we going to do with this at this point? Well, a few things. In order for us to be able to kind of, go from login to be able to go to a different page, we're going to use something called a router, guys. A router is kind of how you go from page to page. Let's say you go to about page. Then you go to, for example, on Facebook, you go to your news feed or you go to your profile feed, right? It's routing through different pages. You click on something and it goes to a different route.
Okay.
Correct?
That makes sense.
So here's what we'll do. In here, I will go ahead and do a new terminal and I will npm install React router DOM. So we'll say npm install React-router-DOM right there. Let's do that right now. npm install. And the React router DOM, I'm going to show you. React router. I'll show it to you here just so you guys understand it. If you see the web, you can see right here. This is the React router. You see, we can do switch and we can go to different routes depending on what we want to do. So we can show users or about depending on the route that we want.
Oh, so the route is the URL path, right?
Exactly.
So whenever I change the URL to /about, it's going to take me to the about React component, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So the first thing what I will do is check this out. I will go ahead and go here and I will say router. That's the first part. And that router that's where our routes will live. Now, in order to use that, we have to import that. Let's go ahead and remove this here for a second. We don't need this. Let's use import router. So I will say import. Now I will say from browser router. This is called browser router as router. What does this mean? What does that mean, Daniel?
That we are going to import a specific thing from the libraries called browser router, and we're naming it router so that we can reference it in our code as router.
Yes, correct. Right? Exactly. Because I don't want to use browser router in here. Instead, I'm going to call it router. So basically, it's just kind of renaming.
Gotcha.
Giving it a different name.
Gotcha. And can you explain why you have 3 different ases?
So check this out.
Router, route, and switch.
Ases. 3 different ases.
Ases.
So yeah. So I'm going to, hold on 1 second. I'm going to import this from React router-DOM. Boom. React router-DOM. Okay. Cool. So that's all awesome. That is all great. Now, the reason why we have browser router, route, and switch, it's for one reason, is because we're actually using all these 3 different ones, right? If you look at React router, you see we have to use switch and route and so forth.
Yep.
Makes sense?
Yep, that makes sense.
Cool. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do here. Inside here, we'll have 2 routes. One is going to be for login. Another one is going to be for the chat. Okay?
Gotcha.
So let's do this right now. So I will say switch right here. Inside the switch, we'll go ahead and say route right here like this. Route. Boom, boom, boom. Route. Okay. And that's going to be one route. And this route, we're going to give it a path. So we'll say path is equal to, what should the path be?
Is this going to be for the login or is this going to be for the main page?
It's going to be for, let's say for the main page.
If it's going to be the main page, usually that's just a slash. Correct?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be for the room page. So we'll do here. It's going to be room
Gotcha.
page. So the room is going to be actually the room. When you go to channel, that's going to be the page we want to use. Okay. Now, inside that page, we need to reference something. Like it's going to be some kind of a page, right?
Some sort of component.
Exactly. So let's say, for example, this is the chat page, right? Chat page right here. This is the chat page, okay? The next route is going to be what?
Now, this one's going to be the login.
Exactly. So say path equals, and this is going to be dash. So the home page is actually going to be the login page, okay?
Gotcha.
So whenever we can't go to the room, we'll just take you straight back to login, guys. Make sense? That's pretty simple.
Sense.
All right, let's go ahead and add that up. Okay, so that's gonna be one route, and this is going to be the login page right there. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and save this. If I save this, this should technically now show it to me in our application. Look at this. We have a login page right now because why? We're in the root right now. You see?
Based off the URL.
Exactly.
Okay.
But if I go to room, let's say. Oh, let's go. You see? Very simple, right? Yes. Now you have a chat page and you have a login page just like that.
Yo.
Oh, okay, who's in the house?
Yo, guys, what is going on? One of the things I wanted to mention, because I am in the chat and I'm taking a look at what you guys are saying. So I saw Katrina say this and I saw a couple of people, Brian. Don't stress, guys. If you are new to React and you're having trouble following along, that is totally okay. The whole point is to show you what's possible with React, and later we can show you how to do it step by step. Remember, the video is also going to be there, so you can watch it anytime later at your own pace. This is a lot to cover, so just follow along, have fun, pay attention, and you can code along later if things are not working right now, okay? So don't worry, you're not alone. We got you.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Don't worry, you will be able to watch the video later on. For now, just kind of watch, enjoy, be part of the community, and of course, if you can, follow, okay? Awesome. So we have these two pages. Now, one really cool thing about React is that we use components. Remember how we did components and we split the components up, in Slack line, in this Slack line. Remember that?
Yes.
So to create components, it's a very simple process, right? We have the header component and so forth. Let's create the chat component and let's go ahead and create which component? The login component.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. So what we're going to do is on the left-hand side, guys, you see on the left where it says source, let's go ahead and create a new folder under source. Let's create a folder and create a folder called components. Oh, okay. That's going to be the components folder. Inside the components folder, we'll do new file and we'll say chat.js. Boom, right there. That's the chat component, guys, okay? To create our chat component, it's as simple as typing in RFCE. Now, if you don't have this ability to do RFCE, for example, here's what you can do. You can go to extensions. You can go to, and then you want to look for ES7 React right here. React code snippets. And this right here, in this extension, allows you, this right here, to do code snippets like RFC and so forth to really quickly create those components. Make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Comprende! All right. Good. So go ahead and install those if you want. Of course, I'll highly recommend this. So install this right if you should have an install button. At that point, that's pretty much it. So let's go back to chat.js. And look at this, guys. Here's some magic for you. RFCE, enter, boom, right there. Ooh, let's go. Okay. Well, good. So I'm just keep this smoothly running for a little bit. So really, I think it's really late. Yeah, it's all good.
There we go.
So inside this chat, we have our chat component. And this is where we can say chat, for example, okay? Now, the way we'll use the component, if we go back to, let's say, app.js, instead of now saying chat page, we'll say like this. We'll say import chat from where? From
our chat component.
So we'll say dot slash meaning the current path, the current directory, components / chat. Boom, right there. Okay, that's gonna give us the chat. All right. So we'll say chat page, and now instead of now doing chat page, we now replace this with
the little less than greater than, and we put a chat in there.
The chat component.
Chat
Boom,
component.
right there. Look at there. See, this is now, guys, the chat component. Think of it as a block, right? It's a block. You took a block, you're working on this block, chat block, and now you put the block as part of another block. You see? Because the app is its own block.
Yes.
Make sense?
So if we go to that chat.js, that's where all of the stuff
About
that
the chat.
is inside of this div that we're calling chat, that's where this is all going to live.
Exactly.
That makes sense to me,
Pretty
man.
cool. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. So we have chat. That's pretty awesome. Next up, let's go ahead and do this. After chat, let's go to app.js. Let's create the login now as well. So we'll do this new file. We'll say login.js. Boom, right there. Let's do a new component on that one too. So say RFCE to create a new component there too. RFCE. Boom, right there. You got that.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. Now, if those people don't have the RFCE, can they just type this out, Nas? Or
Yeah,
what?
you can
Okay.
just type this out, no problem. So if you want, you can just type this out by yourself. Import React, function login, export default login.
So this is the basic code that you need to be able to create a component. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
Yes, exactly. We got those two components. Now I can say login, for example. Okay. I go to app.js. Instead of now the login page, what am I going to replace this with?
This one's gonna be the login component, baby.
So, but of course, before we use it, we have to import it. So we'll say import login from where?
Again, it's gonna be the path, which is current directory components,
Components?
/ login, because that is where we have the login.js
there we go.
component.
Check this out now, guys. You ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Look at this. We'll say now login. No, not like this. Login. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, okay, save it. And let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, we got the login.
Let's go.
Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. So moving forward, we have the login page. Okay, no problem. We have the chat page. Again, if I go to rooms here, chat is right here. Now,
Perfect.
a few things we need to modify before we move on. The first thing we need to do, what's that going to say?
I just wanted to clarify something because I mean this looks the same as before, but what's the real difference now than what we just had before, Nas?
The big difference is actually the fact that we're using now components. Before it was just a text,
Yeah.
and you were putting all your HTML into one file called app.js. Now you're splitting your functionality into multiple files, one for chat, one for login. And what's really cool, because think about it, it's like if a car, right? In a car, right? You have a steering wheel. That steering wheel has its own function, right? If that steering wheel was also like in the car, was like the whole car was a steering wheel, that would not make fucking sense. Every single part has its own functionality.
Gotcha.
It's a building block.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Okay.
we're kind of breaking it down to its core pieces of the website, and then we're making those into its own different components.
Exactly, exactly. Okay.
I love it, man.
Cool, cool, cool. So let's go and do this. So we have the login route and we have the chat page. Now to make, okay, first is first, let's go ahead let's go ahead and app.test.js. I want to remove some files. Go ahead and remove this. So we'll delete app.test.js. We don't need that. Okay. Also for the app.css, let's go ahead and do this. I want to remove everything that's inside here. So we'll do Command A, delete everything inside here. We don't need that. Instead, what I want to do is I want to do margin like this. I want to say margin 0 right here. Boom, margin 0. Cool. So this right here, margin 0, guys, stands for what? This stands for every single element. I want it to be margin 0 because H1, paragraph tags, they all have margins. We don't need those.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. So we got that. That's deleted. Logo SVG. Let's go ahead and remove that too. We don't need that part too as well. So I'll get SVG. Delete this portion as well. Move to trash. Cool. All right. We have pretty much bare bones project app.js. With that said, a few things now we have to do inside our chat/login page.
Okay.
Okay? Look at this. So here's what we'll do. I will go ahead inside the route. I'm going to, again, to create this portion, I'm going to create a container.
What's a
Look
container?
What's a container? Container is going to contain the div. It's going to contain everything. It's going to be control the padding, the margin inside the whole application.
Okay.
Okay? Look. So here's what I'll do. I will go ahead and inside the router, I will say container. Boom. Right there. Now, okay, what is this now? Pretty weird, right? Like, what does this do? I would say it's pretty weird. Would you say so? I would say so.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what is this container thing,
So look,
right?
I'm going to wrap this container inside this whole switch statement, you see?
Yeah.
Inside this whole switch, makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the whole container. Inside now that, we're going to create a header. Remember how we create this header?
Yeah.
This is the header. Remember this one?
Yep.
Let's create this header. So we'll say here, we'll say header. Boom. That's going to be the header. Now, it's not going to work at all. Not going to work at all.
Nope.
But that's okay. Because look at this. If I save this, and if I go ahead and go to React app, boom, container undefined, container undefined. Why? Because these are actually divs. And with these divs, what we're going to do is we're going to use styled components, guys.
Oh,
yeah.
Styled
That's the sick
components.
part. Styled components in CSS. We usually have CSS, but in our case, we use styled components to create CSS. Look at this. It's like basically JavaScript. It's like CSS, but on steroids. Literally.
and for those of you who don't know what CSS is, it stands for Cascade Styling Sheets, I believe. But it
Yes.
allows you to make the website look super pretty. Because right now, we haven't had that. How do we make it look purple? How do we make it get wider? How do we add all these CSS components? And as Naz is saying, using styled sheets, you can do that on your React components.
Yes. So here's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll say npm install styled dash components. You guys don't see it. Hopefully you guys see it at the bottom right there. Right there. npm install styled dash components. You see at the bottom? Components right there. All right. Install those. Beautiful. By the way, guys, we currently have 366 likes. Let's get to 400. Come on. I know you guys got this.
We believe in you guys. You guys will take
Thank
us
you
to
so much.
400.
Yes, come on. All right, so we got the style components all good. Now to import them, we'll say import styled. Yeah. From styled dash components. Boom. Okay, so save that. Beautiful. Style components. So we imported them. Now what we do is look at this. I just want you to pay attention. Oh, we got Frank in the house. Let's go.
What's up,
Super chat.
My man.
Oh, man. Always good to see you,
Frank
man.
Ramos. I love that guy.
Whew, amazing. Okay, so look, what we're going to do now is we're going to create our first div. I'm going to say container here. So I'm going to say const container is equal to styled.div. This right here creates a div. For those of you who don't know what a div is a container, right? Kind of like a little block element, right? So that's what that's going to do. That's the container. Then we're going to do for the header, for the header, we're going to create a separate component for the header. So let's do this. I will go to components and I will say new file and I will say header.js. Okay, good. Inside there, I will say RFCE. Okay, again, this makes my life just so much easier, guys. I highly recommend you can install the extension RFCE. Then inside here, I'm gonna say the header. Boom, header. Good. So that's the header. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the JS. Let's go import the header. We'll say import header from where? Components. From components. I just like
Yeah,
the
the
music,
music
man.
is good. The music is good. I
It's
like
just,
it.
you know, just kind of like makes you go into the groove, you know, of coding, you know.
Yeah.
So components, and we'll say what? Header. Okay, good. So we got that portion. Now it says header is not defined. Why is that? Why is that? Well, pretty simple. It's probably because it didn't load properly.
You got me. I was like, oh my God, we messed up.
We fucked up.
Now, before we go any further, Naz,
Yes.
can we quickly reiterate through all these different components and tags that we have here just to make sure we understand what everything is?
Yeah,
I
so-
want to make sure I get this right.
Yeah, so let's get this, okay? So look at this. We currently have a few things.
Holy snaps. Can we get 2/3 again?
Hold on, bro. It's so much easier like this. Hold on. Gosh darn it. So look, we have this. This right here is the container. You see this blue box?
Yes.
That's the container. So if I go ahead and put the brush, that's the container.
Now, again, I want to make sure I'm on the same page. The container is going to be used to be able to style everything
Yes.
inside of it.
Yes, correct.
Okay, that makes sense. to
Right?
me.
You have to contain it. Kind of like, for example, here you have a water bottle, right? This right here is a container, correct? The water bottle is a container. By the way, not sponsored by Lake Arrowhead.
Yeah, so we're not spot. Yeah, so this is the container. But now let me ask you this: if I drop food coloring into this container, the water inside is gonna change to that color.
Correct.
Right? If I drop grass or dirt, there's gonna be dirt
Yes.
in this water. So this container now controls everything that's inside of it.
Correct.
So if we style this container, it's gonna show on everything else inside of it.
Correct. So
Makes
now,
sense to me.
Exactly. Makes sense. So cool. Now, what we have is inside of that, we have something called a header. That's going to be our header. And this is this component right here. Right?
Perfect.
This component. Then you have the chat. And currently we're on the room path.
Yeah.
So this is why we're currently on the room path. This is why we see the chat window right here. Make
Okay,
sense?
that makes sense.
Cool. And this is the chat window. It's pretty simple, okay? So next up, we've got the header, we've got that. Let's go ahead and now actually maybe customize the header a little bit. I would say so. Let's customize the container. Let's customize the header. For the container, guys, again, we say you want to have a full width. Here's what we'll do. We'll say here, we'll say width, 100%, 100%, 100%, and we'll say height is going to be what? What do you guys think?
Would it just be the full height?
Full height. So we'll say 100 VH. Now, what this means, VH, guys, stands for 100 vertical height of the whole browser window. Okay? So we'll take up the whole vertical height for that container. If I say background color here, for example, background, and I say orange. Okay, look at this. Boom. Background orange. Oh, let's go. You see? Just like that.
CP.
This right away I know, right? This right away tells us that this right here is the container because it's the whole orange box. Make sense? Comprende?
Yep.
Yes. Good. We got that. Next up, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to create after that something called a what? Grid.
What does a grid do?
So look at this. This is the header. Okay. Underneath that, because we have the sidebar, right, and the chat window, we're gonna wrap that as well in its own little container.
Oh,
because those are two different columns, correct? Remember, you had the sidebar here.
Yep.
Right, and then you had the chat window here.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap those in something called the main.
Okay.
Look at this. So here's what I'll do. I will say here, header, and I will say now, main. Boom, main. I will copy this main right here. Copy this main. Right, command access. Now put it more again in the switch route. Boom, main. So look at this, okay? All right, main. Now this main, so main is not defined. Don't worry about that. We'll go ahead and create it right now. So we'll say const main is equal to styled dot div. Boom, right there. Cool. Awesome. So that's the main. Now, you don't see the main right just yet, but that's okay. That's completely okay. Here's what we'll do, guys. Remember how we had the header at the top? The main is going to be below it, right? What we can do to really make this cool, like this, if I say background color here, let's make the background of...
Oh, wrong one.
If I say background of, let's say, for example, blue. Okay? Oh, background blue. Now, that's the main. You see, it's really small. Now exactly what we want. We want to take up the full height, correct?
Correct.
The full height. Now, how do we do that? Well, look at this. If I go to here, header, main, in the container, remember how we said how the container controls everything?
Yeah.
I will define the height of the header and define the height of the main.
Oh, because those are inside of the container.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
How cool is that? This is why coding is so cool. Okay, look at this. I will say here in the container, I will say display grid. Boom. Grid is going to define the height. And all I have to say now at this point, guys, is something called grid template rows. I will say here, grid dash template dash rows. And here I will say what? This are my first row is got. Here's what I can say height here and I can say height here. I need to define the height of my first row and the height of my second row.
Okay.
You understand?
Yep.
You understand? So look at this. My first height of the header, which is going to be 38 pixels height. That's part one. Okay? That's part one. That's the height of my header. Now the height of my main div, which as we said was what? Which is which one? This div, right? This whole big shenanigan right here.
The second row.
Huh?
The
second row. I say auto, guys. Auto. Oh, you see?
So does auto just fill out the rest of the height?
The rest of it. That's what
okay.
it does.
That makes sense.
It fills, so now we have the header and we have the main, which has the sidebar and the chat window. Make sense?
Perfect. Makes sense.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Awesome. So we got that portion. That's all cool, all right? We got the portion. Now let's go ahead and go into our what? And actually create a sidebar as well. Should we create the sidebar?
Let's do it.
Let's do a sidebar. So look at this. Since we're creating the structure now at this point, we can just do that, no problem. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. So the sidebar is going to be where now?
On the
Where's
left.
the sidebar? Okay, the sidebar is now going to be on the left. The sidebar is going to be here, correct? And the main window is going to be here, correct?
Perfect.
Cool. So here's what we can do. I can inside here, I will say, inside the main, I will say sidebar. I will create a component for the sidebar. You see?
Yeah.
I like this.
So everything is made out of components.
Everything is made out of components. That's the cool part about this, guys.
That's amazing.
All right. All right. So sidebar, that's the component. Boom. Now, of course, I need to create the component first. Let's go ahead and go to components right here. We'll do components, and we'll say new file, and we'll say sidebar. Sidebar.js. Boom, sidebar.js. Okay, amazing. So that's still all good. Inside that, let's create our own component, RFCE. RFCE. Yeah. RFCE. Yeah. Okay. So, sidebar, that's our component now. So we have a sidebar section here. Okay. Of the JS, let's go ahead and import the sidebar. So I will say here, import sidebar from what?
Our sidebar component path.
Components. And we'll say sidebar right here. Pretty
Boom.
simple. You see? Pretty simple. Cool. We have now that. That's all good. Let me go ahead and see this. We have a sidebar component. We have that component. I love that. Okay. Next up is what? Now you have a sidebar and the chat, but you see how these two components are next to each other.
We don't want that.
No, we don't. So here's what we'll do instead. We also use something called display grid, guys. Also display grid.
Display grid.
And see how the main is the container for the sidebar in the chat. Would you agree on that one? Yes or no?
I totally agree.
Yes. So we can also use display grid to display the width of this and the width of the chat.
Oh.
See, look at this. So here's what I'll say. I will say here, display grid. Display grid. And now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say now, instead of doing rows, I will do columns. So I will say grid template dash columns. Okay. And inside here, I will have now what? The width of the first column and the width of the second column.
So very similar to the heights how we had them before.
Yes. Our first column width is going to be what? Is going to be 260 pixels for now.
Sounds good.
Now, what do you think is going to be the width of our second column, though?
Well, very similar to before. I think we want the second column to take up the rest of the space.
Yes. So we simply say auto.
Auto.
Boom. Look at that. Now the sidebar is on the left hand side. The chat is on the left. So look at it. I will even to show it to you. If I go here and I will say, for example, sidebar. Let's go to sidebar. And I will say here, let's create a sidebar. And I will say here, style is equal to
Background.
Let's go make that, for example, background.
So he's about to color the background so we could see the distinction of what the sidebar represents.
See?
Whoa!
Right there.
This looks exactly like the sections
Look
and
at
the
this.
structure that we
See?
had before.
See how the structure we had before? Where's the structure before?
Right there.
Right there. That's the structure. So we now, guys, have the architecture of the application. And you always start out with the architecture. Always.
Always.
Okay? Always. So now we have the architecture, and looks how it looks. It looks. I know it looks stupid because bunch of like red colors. It's like a rainbow, you know.
But I think it's cool because when you color like that, you could see the architecture, you could see the structure,
Yes.
you could make sure you're on the same page. So
Yes.
whenever you're modeling anything, this is a great way to start.
Always. It's very visual. Exactly. So now we have that. Well, I'm going to remove this color because it looks hideous. Okay. All right, we got that. Sidebar, chat. That's so good. And now let's go back to the JS. And now what we can do is we can focus only on the header now.
Let's do it.
Let's do that right now. So let's go to the header. Let's go to the header. And we'll focus only on the header. So I'm going to go to the header right now. Header.js. Now, the color of the header. Where do we add the color? Oh, let's go remove this background as well. I don't need this. Background color orange. Remove that. Okay. Cool. So now the header is there. Now, in the header. No, not sidebar. In the header, it's pretty simple, guys. Let's go ahead for the header. We'll also create its own container. Because it is its own component. You see that right there?
Yep.
Right? So let's go to header. Let me see. Okay. Good. So I will say here, instead of the div, I will say container. Container. Container right there. Okay. Also container right here. Ooh. Container. Comprende? Now, container is not defined because why?
Because it is a styled component that we have not yet
Exactly.
created.
So we need to import style components.
Or
import style right here. Style is equal to from style dash components. Good. Right there. Oh, awesome. Save that. And then we could create that component right here. So we'll say const container is equal to styled dot div like so.
Now I want to ask a question because I'm not too familiar with styled components.
Yes.
Can we name it something other than container, or does it have to be named container?
That's actually a really good question. And no, we can name it anything we want.
Okay. But
anything
container
one.
makes sense in this case.
Yeah, because
right?
it contains the header component, right? So it kind of like this is a bot. Like we call this a bottle, right? But they called it. They could have probably called it something else. I don't know.
a container water.
Contraption. I don't know. But they called it a bottle, right?
Yes, 'cause
In our case,
contains water. It encapsulates water. It has
Yes.
a lot. It has water.
yes. A lot of people are like Joe Diaz is like in the house like comprende.
Yo, Joe Diaz,
What's up,
brother?
Joe Diaz? Awesome. So container is a style div. Awesome. I'm gonna save that. Let's go and refresh this portion. That's the header. Now, what are we going to do with the header? A few things. Well, inside the header, let's create a few different things. Inside the header, we'll have two sections. Our first section is going to be which section? It's going to be, let me go ahead and make this a little bit larger. Actually, I'll make this a little bit smaller. Right there. So our first section, guys, is pretty simple. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay. Our first section, guys, is going to be, oh, fudge. Okay. Our first section, guys, is going to be this one. This one. So we'll have, this section is going to contain the search bar. It's going to contain this and this. And our second section is going to contain the username. Okay. So we are also splitting this up into, guys, into two components. Make sense? Our first component here, second component here. But they're all styled components. So let's go and take a look at this. Okay. If I go to here, I'm going to call this one the main one. So this one right here is going to be the main one. So if I go to my React app, I will say main right here. That's going to be my main style component. And this is going to contain a few different things between the icons and so forth. Then the second one is going to be, then I'm going to say user container. User container. Boom. Boom. Look at this, guys. All right, user container. That's going to contain the user. Make sense? So if I go back to here again, this right here goes for, this stands for the main. User container is going to be the user portion right here. Comprende? Good.
Comprende.
All right. For the user container, let's go ahead and uncomment this out for now. So command slash for to, or control slash to comment out your code here. Okay. That's pretty much it. So now, with this portion, let's do this. In the main section, we have two icons we need to go ahead and install. The first icon is we'll have an icon section, and then we have icon here. Now, how are we going to use those icons? Tell me.
Are we going to use some sort of library where we can import these cool icons?
We use something called Material UI. UI icons. Look at this,
I've
guys.
heard about this a couple times.
Hey, right there. So Material UI icons. This right here allows you to use these amazing icons right here. So for example, if I want to use this icon, I simply do access time, click on it, tells me how to use it.
Wow, that's the exact code that you need just to import it.
Exactly. That's it.
Amazing.
Right? But of course, guys, like we cannot just use them. We have to actually import, create them, install the module for it.
So once we install
the module, which is called Material UI icons, then we can use it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to our code. Let me go back to our React app. We need to go to our code. We need to say npm install, and we'll say here, let me go back to Material UI. At Material dash UI. Before we install icons, we need to install the core, Material UI core right here. Okay, install that. Boom, right there. That's gonna be the core. That's the core Material UI. After we've got that, we're going to install npm install Material UI by icons. That's it.
Perfect.
We got now two sections.
And now we have access to all of these amazing icons and images.
Exactly. So now, guys, before we go move on, guys, let's go ahead and get us up to 500 likes. We are currently at 453. You are amazing, and we love you so much. Let's get us up to 500 likes. I know you guys can. Okay, beautiful. All right, so with this section right here, okay, how do we use now those icons? Well, just how we copied it, all I have to do is click on, let's say we click on the access time. I will copy this code right here, copy this code. I will then go to where? I will then go to my app, and then I will import it right here, and I can simply use it like this. Like this. Access time icon.
Like another component then.
Like another component, basically. Look at this.
Okay.
And I close it out like this. Boom. Done. Done. That's it. Now it says here main is not defined. Why do you think that that's the case? It's because again we need to create a style component. So we'll say const main is equal to styled dot div. Boom. Makes sense?
Yep.
Good. That's the div. Awesome. So look at this. Don't worry about the fact main not defined. We just need to refresh it one more time. So look at that.
Whoa.
Now we have our own clock. Let's go. All right. What's the next? What is the next icon we need to use, huh?
It's that question
mark one. So let's do that one now. So question mark. Let's see. Question. This one. Help outline.
That looks good.
Okay. Let's go ahead and save this. Oh, I like the song, bro. All right, so we got that help outline icon. Beautiful. We got that portion. Okay, now again, how do we use it, guys? We simply do help outline icon. Boom. That's it. Comprende? Okay, we got those. Are you ready, bro?
Ready?
Oh,
Let's go. We got two icons.
Now here's the thing. We have the icons. Now let's create our what? Our search portion. You see the search box?
Yeah,
let's create our search box. So here's what we'll do. Inside here, I'm going to create a search container. I will say search container, like so. That's going to be my style component, search container. That's going to contain the whole input box, okay? Then I will have the search box. I will say search, like this. That's going to be another style component. Inside that, I'm going to have an input box. I will say input, type is equal to text. Oh, drop it, beat, but drop. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's how we do. But yeah, let's go. Okay, search. So, so search. This is our input right here. Okay, we have an input for placeholder search. Make sense?
Yes.
Good. All right. Search container, search box. All right. Now, guys, at this point, a few things we want to do. Now, if I go back to here, we're going to have an issue. Search container not defined and search is not defined as well. So again, we're going to create those specific parts. So we'll say const search container is equal to styled.div. Boom. Okay. Now nothing here just yet. Then we'll say const search is equal to styled.div. Okay, boom. Also, now this now works, but look at this. You see how the search is here? It looks hideous.
Oh,
it's like on top of it. It's like
yeah.
Ugh, it's like.
What a sad UI. So how do we do it?
Okay. Nice. That's a good. I was actually waiting for that. All right. So the way we do that is pretty simple. You see how the main kind of like, the main wraps everything, correct?
Yes.
So what we do is we go to the main and we say display flex on the main. Look at this. On the main, I say display flex. Now, what is the display flex? Can you explain for a second? What is display flex?
Is it going to order things inside of this div?
Yes, display flex allows us to order things layout and nothing else. It's such a powerful tool. If you guys see it right here, flex box. Flex box right here, guys. Right here, see? Flex box. If you guys look at this right here allows us to structure pretty much anything we want. Look at this, horizontally, vertically. You want to flex wrap it. You want to center it, start, end, space around, space between, space in between. Anything you want, you got it.
So if you want to mess with your layouts, you could go to Flexbox and you'll see all the different things that you could do here.
Exactly. Yes. So now we've got this portion inside this Flexbox. Let's go ahead. What I will do a few things. Now this container contains also our what? The user container. The user container right here. So let's go ahead and create the user container as well. So I'm gonna say user container. Let's create the user container as well. So I'm gonna say user const user container is equal to styled.div. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, all right, we got that. Inside the user container, what are we going to have? Well, a few things. We're going to have the name, right? Just like we have here. The name and what? And the image. Correct? So let's do this. Let's go to our user container. And I will say here a few different things. I will say name. And the name will be what? Nazari. I'll just say Nazari because it's a long name. I want to say Dumansky.
Coffee Rossi.
So then I will say, for example, now user image, let's say. Okay, cool. That's going to contain the image. Comprende?
Yes.
Good. All right. Inside here, let's create an image. So we'll say image source. What is the source? Is equal to what? Source
It's got a picture in there.
It's got a picture in here. So I don't know how to copy this for you guys, but maybe, I don't know, image source right here. Boom, boom, boom. This is going to be our image source right here. Now, I could probably copy this. I could probably send it to Daniel post. Then you could probably copy and paste it into a chat. Hold on, let me see. I'll send it to Daniel right here. Daniel.
Where do you want me to copy paste it into?
Into YouTube window.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, David, I'm sending.
Daniel. There we go.
Also, can we zoom into the code, boss?
Oh, you got it for sure, bro.
Maybe make it 2/3.
That won't change the zoom in, but okay. Here, how about that? Is that better? You want to zoom in like this, you mean? Even bigger right here?
Whoa, whatever the people make them happy.
There we go. Let's go. Okay, awesome. So we got that portion. I think that's a little big. Is that better for you guys?
I think that was David saying that, so I think he's
okay.
I think that'll be good for now.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So we got that. Let's go ahead and do this. Name is Nazari. User image is there. And of course, we go to React tab. Nothing is there, of course. So what we need to do, guys, is create these components. Style components. I will say here, const, and I will say here what? Name is equal to styled.div. Boom. Okay. Next, I'm going to create this const. What? Const user image. See, user image. Image is equal to what? Woo! Equal to styled.div. Boom, right there. Done. So that is done. Okay, everybody, that is done. Cool. Not styled. Wait, styled right here. Style.div.
Now, by the way, what are these things that I'm seeing after the div? Because some people are asking.
Oh, these right here are called, what are they called? Notations.
Backticks?
Backticks. Now, these backtick guys are the reason where we put our CSS. Okay? But this is where we put our CSS, all right? So it's called backticks, guys, if you don't know. And backticks are very powerful. They actually allow us to do something called template literals. It's a very, very powerful tool in coding JavaScript in general as well. Comprende?
Comprende.
Good. All right, awesome. All right, moving on. We have all these components. They're all there, all great. But here's the thing now. If we go ahead and refresh this, it looks shitty. Right? It looks shitty, bro. Right? It looks shitty.
That looks nasty.
Yeah, it looks nasty. Okay, again, first is first, let's go ahead and change this background color of the white to be the color we want to be, which is this orange color or this violet color right here, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I will get the background color. Let's go take this. Now I'll put that where? I'll put that in the container. So container, boom, right there. Background color. And guys, copy this for yourself. Background, $350D36, okay? Makes sense? Good. Save that. Oh, let's go. Look at that. Now it's all so much better. Okay, we're going to set the color which is going to be the color of what? The color white. That's with the color of the icons. Boom, right there. Okay, now we get the icons. That's all great. That's cool. Now let's go ahead and structure it as well. The icons are there, but the Zari is at the bottom. So what do we do to make the Zari at the top or at the right-hand side? What do we do?
Well, didn't we do something called flex a while ago?
Yeah, let's go. So since the container manages the main and the user container, which are currently top to bottom, what we say is we do display flex. So we'll say, for example, on the container, we'll say display flex, display flex. Let's go.
You think we can hide the console real quick, brother? Just to get more code? Thank you so much.
Flex. Display flex. We got that. Okay, save that. Now look at this. Nazari is here. You see, on the right-hand side, it went from vertical alignment to where? To horizontal alignment. Exactly. Okay. Now, cool. With that said, a few things. Okay. We still want to fix this. You see how this is a vertical alignment as well?
Yep.
What can we do? What do you think?
Oh man, I mean, we've been using this specific thing called display flex, so I'm assuming it's gonna be that again.
For the longest time. Let's go, baby. All right. Okay, so user container as well. Since the user container is what contains the name and the user image, I will say what? Display flex on this one. Boom. Oh, let's
Yo,
go. Look how cool that looks.
beautiful,
Now,
bro.
now I want you to watch it for a second, okay? Here, I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna make this a little bit on the right hand side more, right there. Ooh, like this. Look at this. I want you to watch this as I'm typing this for a second, okay? Look at this, guys. If I go ahead on display flex, I will say, in order to vertically align all of these, you see how it's centered?
Yeah.
They're all kind of like wonky right now, wishy-washy, right? Look at this, guys. If I go, you see, if I go to Flexbox, here's my Flexbox. You see, in order for us to change the vertical alignment, we simply say align items right here. So if I go to React app, if I go to the container and I say align items, what do I say now?
Are you gonna do the center?
Center. You ready for this? Save.
Oh, right on the job.
Oh, come on! Wait, come on!
took
Come
too
on!
long, dude.
Wait, no! Ah!
It missed the drop,
Oh
man.
man, hold on, never mind. So what? Wait, why didn't it work though? Align item center. That's the vertical alignment. Let me see. I need to go ahead. Can I try this? Oh, I didn't refresh.
Oh, wait, but you did it on this. Wait, what you?
No,
doing?
that's fine.
Okay,
That's
gotcha,
fine.
gotcha.
It's because user container needs to be aligned vertically as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I do this, look at this. I do align. So on the user container, in order to align Nazari and this window as well, I say align items center as well. Boom, let's go. Hey, let's go.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Now, in order for us to now go ahead and space this portion around, here's what we'll do. I will say justify content space between on the container. So I will say justify content, content, and I will say space between. So space between is gonna push everything to the side, okay? But what do you think it will push to the side?
Maybe all the components inside of this container.
Well, a few things. We have two components. One is this one. One is this one. It's going to spread these two components out because the container is this whole thing, correct?
Gotcha.
And then we have within that we have this and this.
Can we show them on Flexbox what the space between should be doing?
Yeah, if you go to Flexbox right here. Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. Right there. Look at this, guys. You see this right here? Boom. Space between pushes items away from each other as far as possible. It's like me. See ya. See? This is like me pushing Daniel because I don't want to. Like I don't want to be near this guy. You see what I mean? I don't know why he's here.
I smell too much.
He smells bad.
I smell bad.
So, anyways, that's the whole goal of this portion. So if I do space between and I save this,
and by the way, could we change this to white real quick, just because?
Because too much.
It's a little too much.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree. So let's go to app.js. Background color blue. How's that? Oh, let's go. Better?
Perfect.
Better? Beautiful.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. So now. That's good stuff. Good stuff, guys. So we have that. We have that space between. Now let's go ahead and add some padding and actually make this so much better than what we actually should be. So look at this. Now for this app, a few things are going to happen. We need to go ahead and modify these icons. Let's go to header.js. Modify these icons right here, the access time icon and the help outline icon. We need to give it a little bit of width, okay? We need to give it some width. Make sense? Okay. But actually before that, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and modify this input box. I want to make this input box look just exactly like this.
Oh, yeah, because the white one looks nasty.
It looks just... So here's what we'll do. On the search container, guys, on the search container, what we'll do, let's go ahead and a few things. Let's go to search container. We'll give this one a min width for now. Min width of what? 400 pixels? Right there. 400 pixels. That's the min width, okay? So now, you can see now it pushed everything to the side here, correct? But that's not the issue, guys. That's not the issue. Now what we do is if we go to now the search thing, the search. Let's go now to search. Let's go to refresh this actually. Okay. Let's go to search right here. Where's the search? Okay. To modify the search, a few things are going to happen. Number one is I'm going to go ahead and give this search a width of 100%. So let's say width of 100%. Let's see. Oh, Oh no, not search. No, not this one. Search with 100%. My bad.
Oh, because that was a container.
That was the container, so we have to give this one.
Now the search inside the containers, we're gonna make it spread all the way to get that width 100%.
And it's not doing it. That's okay. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see. Inspect element. Inspect input. Oh, this. It's because the input needs to be 100%. So the width of this one's gonna be 100%. Whew. Let's go. See?
Okay.
Just like that. Cool. So no worries, no worries. So now what we're going to do is on the search, a few things. I want to go ahead for the search container or for the search. Let's do the first few things. We're going to add a box shadow to add a kind of border around this. So we'll say box shadow. Add a small border around this, like see, like so. So make sure you can copy this if you want. Refresh this. So look, now we have box this border. You see this box shadow small?
Yeah.
That's what we got now. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to give it a small radius, kind of like a concave, kind of like a, give it a nice smooth edge.
Smooth edge.
Smooth it out,
Yes,
man, you know?
Yes.
Gotta smooth it out. So we'll smooth it out by really simply just saying border radius. Radius is equal to what?
Smooth.
Smooth. No, it's actually just pixels. So we'll say 6 pixels. If only, man. If only.
If only
So-
coding was that easy, just like type
I know.
a sentence.
Make it smooth. But look at this, guys. You see how it changed? Look at this. And if I actually make this bigger for you so you guys can see it. Look at this. You see that right there? Ooh, that looks so good. Ooh, how good does that look, bro?
Beautiful.
Looks sexy.
Sexy.
Looks sexy. Okay, good. So now we have that portion. Inside this, let's go ahead and do a few things. I'm going to let me see, align item center. Should I do align item center? I don't want to do that. I want to now focus on the input. This input looks horrible.
Yes. I don't like that blue.
No, it's everything. So it's just horrible. So within the search, I'm gonna say input like this. This is how you guys do CSS within style components. I can do input on the search. So it's going to basically it's going to target input within the search container.
So if we look at the component, right?
The input is where?
Inside
Here.
of that search. Oh, that makes
You
sense.
see?
Okay.
We create the style component, and now we're targeting the input within the style component. Make sense?
Now, because the input is an HTML, this would target any input
Exactly.
inside of this component.
Exactly.
Makes sense to me.
Makes sense? Cool. All right, so we got that. Now we say for the input, I will say background color, and I will say transparent. Because I don't want to have the hideous background color. Transparent. Parent. Oh, come on. Okay. No, it's right there. Ooh, and look at that. See, now it's transparent. Look at this. You see? Boom.
Ooh.
Now it's clean, right? I will also say border, because you see how it's the hideous border? Border is equal to what? None. Hey. Let's go. None. Let's go. Hey, let's go.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
That looks beautiful.
I'm going to give it a little bit of padding. I'm going to say padding left. Padding left of what? Padding left, I'm going to say 88 pixels. And I'm going to say padding right. Also going to be 8 pixels. You see? So now we're just making some padding. You see here and here? Looks good, right?
Yeah. Now, question: are we gonna make this guy?
Disappear. Which? The blue,
Or
the blue guy?
Are we gonna make this all the way to the end later?
Yeah,
Okay,
we
gotcha.
will. Don't worry.
All right.
I got you. I got you, bro.
Nas got
Got you.
this. Nas
Bro,
got this.
I got you guys, okay? All right, so look, for the search one, what's going to happen is pretty simple. If I go to search, I will say here, number one, I want to modify, because when I type here, see, types it in black text. I want to type it in, I know,
white.
I know. So
White.
I'll say color, so I'll say color is equal to white. Boom. Boom. Save that. Oh, say that. Oh, let's go. Oh, that's so sexy, man. That's good. That's so good.
It looks funny with the smaller input.
I know, man. Okay, now a few things. Let's go ahead and modify the few things on the input. You see when I click this, it has like the blue color, bro.
Yeah. What's that called?
I know it's just I don't know, just piece of shit is what I'll say. It.
But what's it called though? I agree with you, but what's it called?
It's called the border, but it's an outline actually. It's an outline on the focus of the element. Okay, it's called an outline. Yes, exactly. Amazing Shankai. That's exactly what it is. So I will say here to remove that, I will say input focus. So on the focus of the input, because it happens only when we focus on it. You see that? I will say outline none. So now when I do this, let's go.
There is no outline.
Look at this. That is amazing. Now, a few more things I want to do. First thing, I want to add a small padding to it. So I'm going to say, you see how it's just very close to the I just want to give it some more space,
Give it space.
Yeah, space, guys. Space in coding, in user interfaces, user experience, really, really important. Whenever you're developing any application, giving it space, giving it white space is always. Don't be if it's clustered, it's just not good. It's not enjoyable to see. So we'll do what? Padding top, padding dash top, and we'll give it padding top, bro. 4 pixels.
4 pixels.
Then padding bottom, we'll give it what?
4.
4 pixels as well. Let's go. Okay. And look at that. You see, now it's there.
Now it's more readable. Now it's not all compact.
Exactly, but it's still hideous.
It's still hideous.
Why?
Is that? I don't know. I asked you why.
I know. I'm asking you, bro.
Why do you think that? I don't know, man. You tell me. What do we need to make better?
The search is actually not centered. Or is it?
Do we want it in center?
I don't believe it.
Okay.
Or vertically centered.
Vertically.
Yes.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant horizontal.
No,
okay,
vertically.
Okay. Gotcha.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say here, I'm going to say, I'm going to say align, because the search is actually going to be flex as well. So I'm going to say display flex. Okay. And I'm going to say align items, center. Watch it. Nothing changed. Because it's centered.
So it wasn't as ugly as we thought.
So it wasn't as we thought. It's not just my fault.
It's all good. It's cool if you just add that extra thing.
Yeah. Cool. So look, now we have these icons, this icon, no problem. Now let's focus on these icons right here, okay? From Friday? Nice, good. So, and here, a few things is going to happen. Well, we have what? We have the user container. There we have a name and a user image. Now, user container, okay? If you scroll down, what happens? Well, we have display flex and align items center. For the user container, a few things I want to do is I want to give it some padding right of 16 pixels. Why? Because I want to have this image to a little bit more like away from it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say padding right. Right. And again, guys, for those of you who don't know, what is padding? What is margin? Explain to them.
Well, a padding is the amount of space that will be given within an element, while margin is the amount of space that will be given outside of an element.
Yes, correct. Just kind of how you think about this. If I go ahead have a rectangle here, okay, guys? If I have rectangle, okay, this is my div.
It's a div.
Yes. Your padding is space from inside. See? Okay, that's your padding. So kind of how we had here, we had this div. You see? And I said padding right 16 pixels. So I'm giving a space from inside. I'm pushing it from the right hand side. You see that right there? That's a perfect explanation right there. See?
Yep.
And then margin is actually pretty cool. Margin is space from the outside. So here's what I'll do. I'll say outside, outside, outside.
Yep.
That's margin. Right?
Margin.
That's pushing things from the outside, not from the inside. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Makes sense, everybody?
Yes.
In the chat, yes or no? I think so. All right, guys, we are currently 516 likes. Can we get to 600 likes, bro?
Bump it up.
I know.
Bump
Let's
it up,
go.
guys. Bump it up.
Let's get to 600 likes. Guys, 600 likes, 516. Let's get to 600. I know you guys got this. No problem whatsoever. Guys, come on. So, we've been coding out for quite a while now. It has been insane. It's been fun. We are, well, not done, but we made some pretty good progress, I would say.
We made some good progress.
Amazing progress. And now we're just waiting for you guys to get to 550 likes. 550, guys. Come on. Help us out with the YouTube algorithm, you guys. You guys got this. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go. 550. Ho! Left, right. Come on. Go to right. Okay. And then it's 4 counts, and then you go.
I do my own thing. All right, let's crush this header because we're almost there.
Almost there, bro. Cool. All right. So at this point, we have our name. We have our user image, guys. Okay. Inside our name, let's go ahead and give that name some padding as well, guys. Okay. So for the name, we'll do padding right 16 pixels here as well. Padding right. 16 pixels. Okay, see over there? It ready to move. You see that right there? It moved to the right hand side. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, yes, exactly. Smash the like button, guys. Let's go kill it. Let's go. 550 likes. You guys are amazing as always. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. So we got that. Now, this image now, what do you do with that?
Oh, man. I don't know, but it's overflowing. I don't like it.
I mean, it's like, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. So here's what we'll do. We're going to set the user image div, the container. You see, we have a container right here. Let me go ahead and remove this force mode off. Image, we have the container here. And the image is actually inside the container.
Okay.
I'm going to set the width and the height on the container first.
Okay.
You see? So here's what I'll do. I'll say the user image is the container. I'm going to say width for this one. Width. And I'm going to say what? 28 pixels. And I'm going to say height is what?
Is it also 28?
28 pixels. It's a box, exactly. Now, if I save this, nothing's really going to happen. Why is that? Why?
Because you misspelled height.
What? What do you mean?
You misspelled height.
Oh shit! I did actually misspell height. Height is when you pixels.
Oh,
right? Oh wait, no, that looks horrible. That looks horrible. What'd you do?
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it looks horrible. That's okay though. Not the big issue. Okay. So look at this. It's because here, you see this div, bro?
Yeah.
See this div? This right here is the user image. The image is overflowing. It's 48 pixels.
Yeah.
The div is 28 pixels.
Gotcha.
So in order to change the image to be able to fit the div, I simply say image 100%. So I simply go this. I simply say image, and I say width. Look at this, width 100%. And then ready? Oh,
hey, dude, that one was on the draw.
I know, that was the whole goal. Hey, you see? Right there, just like that, guys. It's so simple. It's so simple, right? Perfect. Right there. So we got that. Let's go ahead and now do a few different things. Let's get a small border for the image. I'm gonna say border here. Border 2 pixel solid. Just give it a small and then we'll give it white. Okay. Now this border is there. Now again, it looks still pretty bad. That's fine. And what I will do with that, I will go ahead and say border radius. Not radius. And I will give a border radius of what? 3 pixels. Save. Done. Look at that. Now it's a border radius of 3 pixels. How sick is that, huh?
That's amazing. That looks clean.
That looks clean as heck.
So is the header done? Or are we getting there? Oh,
almost there.
Almost. We're getting
almost there.
We're getting there.
So hold on. Almost there. Here's what we're going to do now. What I'm going to do is pretty simple. I will go ahead for the search container. You see how there's space in here and here?
Yeah.
I want to add that too.
Okay.
Okay, ready? So here's what I'll do. I will add spacing here and here. So for the search container right here, I'm going to give a spacing of 16 pixels. So here's what I'll do. Search container. I'm going to say margin. Remember how we said the outward one is which one? Margin. So I'll say margin. Margin left is going to be 16 pixels. And I'm going to say margin right is going to be 16 pixels as well. So now if I say this, guys, check this out. Oh, let's go. You see that? But we're not done yet.
Oh, what else do we got?
Look at this, because now we can also now give some spacing for this portion right here. You see how this is very close? And this is this like if I make this smaller, it's gonna be really close as well. You see it right there?
Talk to the mic, bro.
Blah 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 blah. Okay, sorry. So you see how this right here is so close to the end of the page, and I don't like that. So here's what I'll do. I will go ahead and look at my current main section. You see that right there?
Yeah.
And I will give it some padding as well, or margin actually. I'll give it a margin of 16 pixels left and 16 pixels right.
Okay.
So here's what I'll do. Here's what we'll do. Let's go main. Where's our main? Here, right? No, not here. Main. I will say margin right. Right, 16 pixels. Now, that's not going to change much, honestly. And margin left of what? 16 pixels as well. Oh, you see? It's so much cleaner.
Very clean.
So much cleaner. But we're not done yet.
What else do we do, Nas?
So look, guys. Not done yet. We're pretty much done. But here's the cool part. Here's where I want to teach you guys something really cool. You see how this right here is kind of not centered. It's on the left-hand side. What if I wanted to center this component, but have this component still be on the right-hand side? I want to center this fully to be here.
Yeah.
I have this here.
Is there like some sort of a line thing like that?
A line, but it's actually better. Look at this. If I say, you see, look, where is our parent component? Our parent component is what? The container, correct?
Yes.
If in the container, I say justify content instead of space between it, let's say I say center. See, now they're all centered. Okay. I don't like that. So here's what I'll do. I'll take this component out of context.
Okay.
So what do I mean by that? When I say take something out of context, I mean to take this and make it take it outside its own layout.
Oh.
Okay. So it will actually have its own layout. That's really cool. You guys ready for this? Check this out. Just look at this. It's so cool that I'm like, holy shit, it's so good. Look at this. I go to here, Nazari, and this is the user container. On the user container, I say something called position absolute. Okay. Now, and here I say right of 0. And on the container, I say position relative. Look at this. Position relative. Relative. Okay. User container is not going to be position absolute. Right 0. And look at this now. If I say this, you ready for this?
I think it already happened.
Oh, happened? Oh, shit. Oh, happened. Look at this. You see? Ah, fuck. All right, look at this, guys. Now it's centered. You see? But this is always in the right-hand section. What happened is that we made this absolute to the container. So absolute means it's like, hey, stick this, for example. Let's say this is my phone, right? Absolute. Let's say this right here. Right there. Absolute is like this right here or here to a certain corner, and it will always be there no matter what. It's like placing pixels in certain situations. It's like placing dots and where you want it to go. That's what absolute positioning means. Comprende?
Comprende, bro.
Comprende, good. All right, so cool. So we got that portion, and look at that. This is now centered. This is on the right hand side. Ah, it's so good. And we are now done with the header. Let's go! Woo! If you're still with us, if you're still pumped, let us know in the comments below. Give us some fire, give us some rockets. Guys, we're gonna move on to the sidebar, which is almost basically our last section, right?
Yeah.
It's our last section, guys. So, guys, we love you all so much. It has been amazing. We are currently at 562 likes. Let's get to 600 and let's move on to the sidebar section, right?
Let's do that sidebar,
Let's do the sidebar section right now. All right, cool, guys. So, let's go 600 likes right now. All right, cool. We've got the header. It looks just fucking epic, man.
Type some stuff.
Type some stuff. It just types.
Beautiful.
It just types. It's so beautiful.
Mwah.
Mwah. Benissimo. No, how do you say that? Never mind. I can't say that. Everybody's like, I'm pumped. Let's go. Gianna is pumped. Yes. 572 likes, by the way. That's amazing. So cool. All right, guys. Now, at this point, let's create the sidebar section. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it, man.
Oh.
Can I get a yeah?
Ahaya! Finally, bro, you said it.
I forgot I was going to do that, dude.
Hiya! Hiya! Alright, you gotta have fun with
this,
this, guys, when you go live. You gotta have fun. Alright, so, a few things, alright? Sidebar now. Let's look at our sidebar section. We've got, see, this is the cool part about components, guys, is that we have worked on the header. We can now leave it alone fully. We can fully now leave it alone, no problem whatsoever. So now I go to sidebar.js, and this is where we now work on just the sidebar section of our component. You see right there? That's it. So let's go work on the sidebar section. Sidebar is also going to have a container. So let's go and make this a little bit less loud so people can hear it. Okay, let's create this container. So we'll say container. We're at 577 likes. Let's get to 600. Come on. So here we'll say container. Like this. Container. Oh, beautiful. Nice, thank you. I got you. Cool. Then we'll say container here. Boom, right there. Again, that's import style components. Import styled. Styled. From where? Styled dash components. Okay, now to create a style component, what we do, guys, as you guys know at this point, we'll say const container is equal to styled, and we'll say style.div. Right there, style.div, okay? Okay. So let's go ahead. Before I go on, let's go ahead and get some water. Actually, before I do that.
Got some water. Water break. If you're also tired of talking, don't forget to hydrate.
Water's good, guys. Oh, so good.
I'm out of water.
You got a water? You got water right there.
Never mind, we got more water.
Thank you, Frankie, for the water. Appreciate
Thank you, Frankie. Shout out to Frankie.
Let's go.
If it wasn't for Frankie, we'd be dying of thirst right now.
Oh, man, so much. You have no idea. 582 likes. Let's go. 590 and 600 coming very soon for you.
All right, let's style this.
What?
Let's go. I was going to say something, but never mind, bro. Let's style this sidebar.
Let's go. Let's go. I got you. All right, for the sidebar, a few things are going to happen. Well, in the sidebar, of course, as you know, we have our sidebar looks pretty good. Let's give it this color. You see this color right here? That's going to be our sidebar. So let's give it first a color. So I'm gonna go to this side container. I'm gonna say color right here, background. I'm gonna give it this background. Background right there. Background 3F0E40. That's the color of that violet color. So if I go here, boom, right there. This is the color. Sick,
Beautiful.
right? Beautiful. That's all we need. Now, let's close this out. Next up, you see how this right here, in the header, we actually added something called a box shadow, but that does not. You see this box shadow right here? No, not this one. We added a box shadow for the header, which does not show up for some reason. And the reason why is because we need to add a Z index for this one. So we'll say Z index. Z index. 10. Okay. The box does not show up because we don't have a box shadow for the header. Hold on, let me see. Where's our box shadow? Oh, there it is. So let me get that box shadow, guys. Just go ahead and copy and paste this box shadow for you guys right here. This is just adds a really nice line underneath it. So you will see what I'm talking about here in a second. Oh, you see?
Looks nice.
Very beautiful,
That
right?
looks nice.
So, and the reason why we did Z index 10 here, guys, is because without this, the box shadow was underneath the other component. You see, if I save this, you won't really see it. Oh, actually, you will. Never mind. So I guess I'm wrong. I guess you'll see it. Okay, never mind. Comprende. I guess that works. No problem still. So we still have the sidebar though. That looks good. Let's go ahead and give the sidebar nothing pretty much. Let's go ahead and create the components for the sidebar. Well, let's think about what components we need to create. Well, a few things. We have this workspace component. That's part 1. Okay. Then we're going to create the threads, like these main channels. And then we're going to create our own channels. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So let's create those 3 components right now. Actually, let's do that right now. So the first one is going to be the workspace container. So here we'll say workspace container. Whew, that's the one. Okay. Inside that container, what do we have, guys? Well, we have the name and we have an icon to add it.
Yep.
Correct. So let's do that right now. I will say name, and inside the name is going to be Clever Programmer. That's going to be the workspace. Okay, guys. And then underneath that, we'll go ahead and create the new message button. That's the new message. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we'll say new message. Boom, right there. New message. And then add new message. Now that's going to create the plus icon. Okay.
Oh,
no, it's all good.
I forget.
The plus icon, right? Pretty simple. So if I go ahead and refresh our app, it does not work, which is good because we need to create a style components. I will say here const, and I will say simply, let's go ahead and do workspace container. Workspace container is equal to what, guys? What is it called? Style.div, correct? Boom, style.div. Okay, that's saved. All good. Next one is going to be the name, also not defined. So we'll say right there, const name is equal to styled.div. Okay, all good?
All good.
Nice. Next, new message. Const new message is equal to styled.div. Right there. All right, cool. Look at this. We have a programmer, right? All good. Now, check this out. Let's go ahead and make this specific portion. Let's make that white. So we'll say color white to make the text white. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful as always. And then what I'm going to do is a few things. For the workspace container, I'm going to give it a height. I'm going to say, hold on. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a height because I want to see this at the same time. Okay, so workspace container, I'm going to say height. Height of what? Height of 60. Come on. Height of 64 pixels. Boom, right there. That's the height, okay? Comprende? Good. That's the height. Next up, what do we have? After the height, we have... Let's go and refresh this. Nothing. So with the height, what's going to happen is we need to center it. You see, if I right-click inspect them on this one, if I go ahead and look at color, you see this div right here? Color white, height 64 pixels. The height is there because it's highlighting it. But Clever Programmer, the text is not centered. So what do?
We center it.
We centered it. Here it is centered. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. So to center it, we do display flex. Okay. And just like before, what do we use to center it vertically?
Align.
Align. Items. Center. Oh, let's go. Look at that. That's beautiful, man.
Clean.
It's so good, guys.
Clean.
So good. All right. Let's add some space into the left-hand side right here. Let's add some space into the Clever Programmer side. So we'll say workspace container. We'll say padding left is going to be 19 pixels. Oh, look at that. And now let's shift it. You see? 19 pixels. Next up, for the what? For the name icon, it's pretty simple. Well, that's the style of div. Now the new message icon. Let's do that one. The new message icon. This new message icon will actually contain what?
The new message icon will contain
An
the
icon.
Button icon that gives you the ability to add new messages.
So let's find one. If I go ahead and want to add a new icon, let's go ahead and find one. Let's say new. See, there's a circle. See the circle here, the plus circle? Let's use that.
Let's use that because that signifies you're going to add something. You're
Yeah.
going to create something new.
So we'll go ahead and Command C this one. We'll go back to our React application. We'll import our icon. Boom, like here. Save that icon, no problem. And now we will do what? Add circle
outline
icon.
It's long.
I know.
Oh.
Oh, let's go. Now, don't worry about this, guys. We got you. Now, you see how the plus icon is there and it's kind of there, correct? It's near the Clever Programmer sign. No problem whatsoever. What we're going to do is we're going to do justify content space between to spread them out.
Yes.
Make sense? So here's what we'll do. On this one, I will say what? I will say justify content dash content, right? Space between. Save that. Oh, let's go. And now that's pretty much it. Now let's add a small border here. We'll say border dash bottom. And we're going to do solid. And we'll say, actually, 1 pixel solid. Can you turn on the music?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And we'll give it a color of this. Look at this, guys. Boom. That's the color we'll give it. So if I save this, oh, you see now we have a small border right here that looks pretty cool. Look at it, it's a small border, right? So now it kind of signifies it more on the side of Slack.
Yes.
Make sense?
That's
Cool.
good.
All right, cool. So now we have that. That's all good. Now for this plus icon, you see how it's like on the right hand side. If we want it to be more kind of like what was it? Spaced out, more spaced out. We'll figure it out here in a second. We'll figure it out in a second. So now, how do we get this white box right here? This white circle.
Will this include maybe creating another styled component?
Well, we actually did. We actually created one. It's called new message.
Ha.
Hey,
What's up,
I was
dude?
right ahead of you, bro.
Oh,
Hey,
you're ready, bro.
So here's what we'll do. This style component contains the circle icon.
Yes.
I will go ahead and do the following. In the new message, I will say width of what? Of 36 pixels. Oh. 36 pixels. And a height of 36 pixels. Like that, like so. You see? Nice. So many of you guys are telling me exactly what you said to type. That's amazing. You guys are epic. 600 likes. Let's go. Woo! All right. Beautiful. 600 likes. That's amazing, guys.
Amazing. Thank you
All right.
guys so much.
Yeah, cool. So we're going to give you this new message right here. See how it has a height of 36 pixels and a width of 36 pixels. You see that right there? Now, check this out. I will go ahead and say background color white to exactly show you what I mean. Background, and we'll say white. Oh, I know. Don't worry about it. I got you, bro. I got you.
All right.
So look, in order to change the color of the actual icon, I will give it a color and a fill like this. Boom. All right, save that. Oh, you see that?
That's good.
That changed the color of the icon.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yep.
Good. Next up, from that, let's align and center it horizontally and vertically.
Yes.
So what do you do?
Because it's just off in the corner right now.
Exactly. So what do we do?
Align items.
Oh, look, good. Align items. But before we do that, what do you need to do?
Do we need to add any padding or margin?
No.
Oh, man.
No.
What do we need to do?
You tell me.
I am out of options, bro.
Oh, you got this. Display flex is what we do.
Oh, my gosh. This
Yeah.
guy again.
I know. I will say justify content. Justify content. And we'll say center. Center. And then it will say what? Align items. Oh, I'm trying to hit the beat. Fuck no. Did not work out.
So close. You missed by 2 seconds.
By 2 seconds. But look, you see? It centered the whole thing vertically and horizontally at the same time.
Perfect.
Now, how do we make this portion give it just a little bit more, I don't know.
Maybe add some margin to this?
No, some nice curves.
Oh, some curves.
Yeah, I got some nice curves.
We use that smooth feature.
Oh! Let's add a smooth feature. So we'll say border radius smooth. No, we'll say border radius 50%. We'll say border radius. Radius. Now, the reason why it's 50%, guys, is for one reason, because it's 50% of the whole width of the div, right?
Yep.
So when you take the 50% of the whole width of the div, right, that means it's going to like concave. So when it's going to like concave fully to creating concave fully, making it a very nice circle, right? Without us have to do much work at all.
Perfect.
Then at that point, what's going to happen is we'll give it a what's it called? We'll give it a margin right. Margin right. 20 pixels. Like that. Good. Hey, let's go. And then in order to make it an actual button, I will say this. I will say cursor. Pointer. There we go. Save that. Amazing. And now if I go and hover over this, look at this. It becomes a button. Oh, look at that, guys. So look at what we've just done. We have ourselves the header. Look at this. We have ourselves this workspace. What is left? Tell me.
Just the different channels, the main channels.
Channels.
And our own channels.
Exactly. Now, for the channel section, we're going to do something differently, guys. We're not going to create these channels all separately like this. We're going to be all ReactJS smart about it. What are we going to do?
So now we're going to see the power of components.
Yes. The power.
One of these is going to be a component, and we can just replicate all these components all over the place.
So, in order to replicate that, we need to have some kind of a data source that's going to contain that data. Make sense? So here, what's up?
So for now, where's this data source going to be, and then where's it going to be later?
Exactly. Now, before I do that, let's go ahead and get some water.
I don't have water, but I'll be joining Nas.
All right, beautiful. So, a few things, guys, all right? For this section, all right, for this section, we're going to save this data somewhere. And necessarily, we're going to save this data in a database. Not database, but like kind of we're going to create a JavaScript file. So here's what we'll do. Inside source, let's create a data section. We'll create inside source right here. Let's do new folder, or not new file. Let's do new folder and called data. See? Inside this data, we're going to create something called sidebar data. So new file, sidebar data.js. And tell them what we're going to do in here.
We're going to add in that JSON object.
Yes, we're going to create a JavaScript object that's going to go ahead and contain all the icons and the text for the icons. Comprende?
Now, guys, this is only going to be temporary. while in part 2 and part 3, we're going to be actually having a database
Yes.
using Firebase to that.
Yes, correct. Correct.
So if you're
yes.
wondering, we're going to get to that, but today we're going to keep it static and we're going to keep it all inside of the project.
Yes. So here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to go ahead and create a project here. I will say export. I'm going to export an object or an array of objects. Okay. I will say export const, and I will say sidebar items. Okay. And this is equal to an array. See this array. And inside the array, what do we have? We have an object. And every single object has 2 attributes. It's kind of like an object, kind of like attributes, kind of like things that what a phone has. Like an attribute of a phone might be things like, for example, the capacity, right, of the phone, right? Or the look of the phone, right? The amount of cameras it has. Same attributes here. In our case, one attribute is going to be icon. And another one is going to be what? Text. In the text, let's say the first one we're going to do is thread. So we'll say thread here, right? Now the icon for thread is what?
Should we go to the UI?
Oh, yeah.
Materials.
Let's go.
What's it called? Material UI?
So we'll say here, and I will say message. Let's say.
Message. Whoa, we got lots of options.
So we'll use the message icon. We'll use this one right here.
Okay.
Right here.
Perfect.
So message. I will copy this and I will paste it into here. Just like so. Make sense?
Yes.
Good. Comprehend. And now I can use the icon. I can use the icon like so. I can simply do message. Look at this. Boom.
Boom.
You see, I have set the message icon as part of the value for the icon attribute. Comprende?
Yes.
Cool. Comma. Then what I'm going to copy and paste this everywhere else. We'll say copy and like comma, paste, comma, paste, comma, paste, comma, paste. All good?
All good.
All good.
So now we just have to change the text and these icons.
Yes. So let's go and do this. If we go to our thread, we say all DMs. We'll say all DMs. DMs. Okay. Then we'll say what? Mentions and reactions, right? Correct. So we'll say mentions. Whoo, let's go. Mentions and what? And reactions. Reactions. Okay, let's so. Then we'll have what? Save items. Okay. Then inside there we'll have more. Boom. That's it. Make sense? Okay. Now, inside here, what icon should we use for the all DMs? What is this called?
Sorter.
I think it's called inbox. Inbox. Yeah, there you go. Inbox icon right there.
That makes sense.
Inbox.
Makes sense.
Okay. So we'll use the icon right here. Boom. And now instead of the message icon, we'll use the inbox icon like so. All we're doing here, guys, is we're just collecting data. We're just having an array to be able to save this, to be able to loop through it and display the necessary channels that we want. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Hey, let's go. Good. So we have the inbox icon. That's amazing. Next icon is going to be the mentions icon. That was an interesting one. That was going to be the drafts icon. So if I go to here and if I say drafts, drafts right there. That's the drafts icon. I will go ahead and copy this, import it, boom, and we'll say what?
Drafts icon.
Drafts icon. Drafts icon. All right, that's the drafts icon. Next up, next one is going to be which one? Next is going to be the save items one. So save items. So here, so save items. That's going to be which icon? That's going to be this bookmark. I think it's called bookmark.
Bookmark. Yeah, it looks like a bookmark.
Yeah, it's like a bookmark. Bookmark. Let me see. So bookmark. So bookmark. Bookmark right there. So I think we'll say the bookmark border one. Say bookmark border right here. Command C. Let's go back to here. Bookmark one after this. Nice. Ah, no, that's not what I want. We'll have bookmark on here. Nice, beautiful. There we go. Bookmark icon. So now instead of this one, we'll say just simply bookmark border icon. Nice, beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and copy and paste this. Next one is going to be the watch one, the people icon. Let's see, people icon. So let's go to people. All right, so now we have people icon right here. I will go ahead and copy this one. Beautiful. A people icon. Same thing here now. people icon. Hey, let's go. Awesome. So that's all good. That's amazing. That's save items. Then we have peoples and groups. Oops. Peoples and groups. And then final last one's going to be which one? The more. Let's go. More. So more. Whew. Okay, awesome. That's more. Okay. And now, so we got that section. How do we add more? Which icon should we use for more icon? Looks like an app icon. I would say so.
Yes.
App icon. So say app. Look at the apps. Copy this one. Okay. Boom. Boom. Done. Apps icon. And then inside here we say what? Apps icon. Now we've got the data.
We got the data.
Got the data and we got what we need.
So let's create some components with this data.
Let's do it. So we go to the component. We go to our stuff right here. All right. We've got the data. No problem. Let's go to cyber.js. Okay. Let's create our first. What? Our first channel section. So I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to say create a component called main channels. Guys, you guys ready for this? Main channels. Okay. Main channels. Boom. Save that. That is all good. Inside the main channels now, what's going to happen is we're going to create our main channel item icon. So here's what we'll do. I will say main channel item. Boom. Now, inside here, a few things are going to happen. Number one is going to be the icon. Then it's going to be the text. So for example, let's just have an example. I'm going to use this icon right here, just as an example. Okay. And then I will use, after that, I will go ahead and say add. This is just one example, okay? So main channels, main channel item. So main channels, let's create a style.div. So inside here, I'm going to say const main channels is equal to what, Daniel?
Style.div.
Style.div.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, let's go. Okay, so that's all good. The main channels now are going to have a few different scenarios here. Well, few things is going to be, one part is going to be display. Well, you don't need to, now forget display flex for now. Let's now create the main channel item right here. So I'm going to copy this one. And I will say const. Okay. Is equal to styled.div. Boom, right there. You see that right there?
Yes, sir.
Now look, see now it's here. Now it looks pretty bad, wouldn't you say so?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We can make it better.
Yeah, you can make it so much better. So inside the main channel, let's go ahead and make that. So we'll say, here's what we'll do. We'll say for this main channel, we'll say, number one, here's the color of this. Here's the color. Copy this color. It's a good color. That's the color of the text, and that's the color of the icon itself. You see that? How it's like a little bit transparent?
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
It's a grayish color.
Yeah.
Almost
yeah.
like CCC.
Almost like CC, but it's not CC yet. We were arguing about that for the past for 30 minutes.
But we decided to go with Naz's color.
Yeah, dude. It's just so much better.
All right.
Display grid. Okay, display grid. Okay. We're going to use display grid in order to set, kind of have this plus icon be on the left hand side and have the add be right near it. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So cool. So we'll say display grid, and we'll say it like this. We'll say grid template. We'll say columns for 2 columns, because again, right, there are 2 columns here, right? One column is this, other column is that.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes.
Good. 2 columns. Okay. And inside here, we'll say the first one is going to be 15%. And the second one's going to be what?
Well, as before, if we wanted to fill out the rest of the space, there's a keyword called auto, I believe.
Some buffering here. Looks like there's some buffering, but it's okay. Auto. Okay. Grid template column. Let me make sure if it's all good still on YouTube, by the way. Okay. Grid template columns 50% auto. Okay, cool. Next up, we're going to do is we're going to give it a height. So every single item is going to have a height. I'm going to say height of what? Height of 28 pixels. Good. To give it a height. Nice, guys. Nice. Next up, after that, we have what? Align item center. You see how we currently are like here? You see, it's not good. No bueno. So let's align item center. So let's go ahead and do align items. align items center to align everything centered. Oh, that's so beautiful.
Perfect.
Next up, we'll do padding left to give it a little of padding. So we'll say padding left of 19 pixels. Okay, next, that's the plus icon right here. You see that? And then what are we going to do? And that's pretty much it at that point. Now we just say cursor, pointer. And now we have what? And now, look at
Changes.
that. Hey, let's go. Woo! So now we have our icon section. But hold on, we're not done yet. What I
Hey,
want
Nas,
to do,
could you double check your mic just to make sure everything is good?
yeah, it looks like, yeah, all's good. Why?
Okay. All right.
Everything's all good?
He has 2 voices. It's okay though, but it's noticeable. I think
Okay.
maybe there's a little bit of an echo somewhere.
It might be maybe from your mic as well. We'll see.
Okay. All right. I'll get away from you.
Okay. Bye-bye. I'll do the margin right. On this guy.
The space between.
Margin right on this guy.
All right. I'll just point it this way. Hopefully that fixes
Okay.
the error. Jesse,
Okay,
let me
hopefully.
know.
Okay, cool. So, guys, so we got that specific section. All good. No problem. That's on the cursor pointer. After that, what's going to happen is now we're pretty much done. Guys, we're pretty much now done. We are so close. Only a few things left. Look, we have this first one right here, okay? We have this first one right here. Now, all we have to do is we need to import the data we use from the last one and loop through it. So how do we do that? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to import like this. I'm going to say import. Look at this. Import sidebar items data from data sidebar data. Why? Because if I go ahead, okay, if I look in my section, right? I'm currently in the sidebar section, okay? Here. I'm currently here. I need to get out of that folder. I need to go to components, right? And go to source. That's what this // means. Then I need to go back to data, which is here, and then go to sidebar data.js. And that, my friends, is how I go ahead and access this portion. And I simply import this specific section. Make sense?
That makes sense.
Cool. So now we have that, but here's what we can do. You see how we have this one specific main channel? Check this out. I will say this. We're going to use something called JSX. I mean, this is all JSX, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to do sidebar dot map. But map is going to loop through every...
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Drink more water, please.
Okay? It's going to loop through every single item. So that map. Then what's going to happen, and I'm going to say like this. Item. Pum pum. Okay? And inside here now, I will do the following. I'm going to actually create the HTML for it. Check this out. Inside this one, I'm now going to say, you see how I had this specific portion? It's going to copy this one and paste it where? Paste it into here. Boom. All we did is I simply copied and pasted that specific section, the main channel item, and the circle portions. Make sense? Look at that.
Makes sense to me, man.
Okay. Now, because we're looping through every single item, we are getting the icon and the text for every item. Inside here, as we're looping through, every item is going to have the icon and text.
Yes.
Okay. So here's what we'll do. We're going to replace this icon with simply item dot what? Dot what?
Icons. Oh.
And replace this one with what?
Items dot text.
Dot text.
Because each item has an icon and a text.
Exactly. So now, guys, check this out. If I now save this,
What's gonna happen?
if I say this right now, you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? 634 likes, guys. Let's get to 700. Love you all so much. You ready for this? Oh, wait. Ah! Look what happened.
Bro! Alright, Nas, no more build-ups. That was disappointing. Let's fix this.
Oh, it's fine. It's okay. Look. So, import error. Sidebar items data is not exported from data sidebar data. It's okay. We'll fix it. Export, but it is exported. That's the interesting part. It is exported here. That doesn't make sense. So, we have that. Let me see. If I go to sidebar data, export const. That's the thing. It is exported. Let me see. Sidebar.js. Import error. It's not exported from
Now,
the
guys, as developers, this always happens. You're gonna have to figure out, you know, there's a semicolon somewhere where it shouldn't be, or there's just something weird and wonky in the code. What Nas is doing right now is at high technical proficiency. He's looking for this bug that is living somewhere inside of his code that's telling it can't
I think
compile.
I know why actually.
Well,
I think I misspelled sidebar items data.
Sometimes
Oh, let's go.
it's a simple misspell.
And look at this now. Woo, let's go. And now we have ourselves all the items. You see, we had one. Now we have all of them because we looped through them. We looped through them. And that's all we did. Nice. Look at that. That's sick. So we got that portion. Let's go to make the main channels. For the main channels, let's do a padding top. Padding top. Guys, we're almost done. Padding top of 20 pixels. No, 20 pixels. Okay. Just to get a little more space.
By the way, shout out to everyone on the YouTube comments telling us that we missed the data word.
Did they actually say that?
They're all saying it, dude.
Really? Holy shit. These guys are good.
Thank you, guys.
These guys are way too good. Okay. I love it. I love it. Cool. So we got that section. Next up, let's go ahead and do the following. We've got the sidebar data. That's all good. Sidebar. All right. Now, create the channels.
We're so close.
So close. So close. So close. All right. To create the channels, we'll create a channels container. So let's do this right now. Main channels. And now let's go ahead and do this. Channels. Container. Okay. Channels container. Inside the new channels, every single channel will have its own new thing. So we have here we'll do this. We'll have a new channel container, which will contain the plus section, which is the plus icon right here. Okay. So we'll say new channel container. We're almost done. So close, bro. So close. New channel container, and that's going to have two things. One, it's going to have a div like so, and that's going to have channels. Okay, and the second part is going to be the add icon. The add icon. So it's going to be like this, but we're going to import the add icon. So let's go back to our thing, Material UI. We'll say add right there, add icon, import the add icon, Command C, export it here, function, boom, right there, use it, and now we're going to use it right here. Let's come back to here. So we'll say here, and we'll say add icon. Whew. Save that. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. Let's go back to our what? Let's go back to our application. And of course, it does not work. That's the whole goal of it. Add icon, by the way, should not be here. It should actually be here, guys. Thank you. Okay, so let's create those two divs. Let's create we'll do const channels container. So say const channels container, guys, is equal to styled.div. Okay, that's what. Then after that, we're going to do what? Const new channel container is equal to what? Styled.div, like so. Okay, so now that's all working. Look at this. Don't worry about that. We'll just refresh this. There we go. We have the channels. We have the plus icon. It's all there, guys. We're almost here. Let's go ahead and do this. In order to convert these channels to be what? Horizontally what? What do we do?
I think we said this a couple times.
So we'll do what? We'll say display flex. Display flex. And now this becomes what? Oh, let's go. Let's add the same color, not CC. Let's add this color right here to the color of this. So we'll have, in the channel container, we'll say color. Oh, we'll say color like this. Boom, color. Oh, it looks so good. Beautiful as always. All right. Nice. And then we'll go ahead and do the following. Let me go ahead and look at this. Hey, for the channels container, I'm going to also add a margin top of 10 pixels. Okay, save that. That's going to push it a little more to the bottom. Then what do we do in order to spread this right here away? What do we do?
A space
between. So I will say this. I will say justify. Oh,
not that.
That's not what I want. I will say justify content. Space between. Ooh, let's go. I'm going to now vertically align it. How do I do that, guys?
With the aligned
items. I know there's so much CSS that going on. It's crazy. Then we're going to go ahead and do what? I'm going to give it a height as well. I'm going to say height of 28 pixels, just so that it has its own little height thingy. Okay, 28 pixels, beautiful. And then I'm going to give it a padding left of 19 pixels, but so kind of, because I want it to align, you see? I want it to align together with everything here. You see that?
Yep.
I want it to align. So I will say here, padding dash left is equal to what? 20 pixels. Boom. Save that. Ooh, let's go. Beautiful. Nice. That is amazing. Okay, cool. So up next, here's what's going to happen. Up next, what we want to go ahead and do is the following. Is padding left. Let's go adding padding right for that plus icon. So padding right. Right. And we'll give that one a 12 pixels. Boom. And that's pretty much it. We've got the channels. Now, let's create the individual channel, bro. Let's do that.
All right.
Now, for the individual channel, it's going to be called, we're going to create a new container called channels list. Channels list, right here. Boom. Channels list, okay? All right. Somebody said I smashed two. I smashed the like button so many times at this point. It's insane. Wow.
Thank you. I mean,
appreciate you guys.
Hopefully you could smash it more.
Yeah. Likes. Before the end of this one, can we get to 700 likes, bro?
I don't know, man.
Before the end of this live call, we're almost there. When we finish this, we better be at 700 likes, guys. Come on.
So
like this video, 700 likes.
Nas is about to finish this. By the time he does, let's get to 700, guys.
Let's get it. Cool. So we get the channels list. In the channel list, that's going to be the container for individual channels. So here I will say, for example, individual channel is going to be like this. I'm going to say channel. Now, what I want you to pay attention to, what do you see in terms of these components like main channel item and channel, which I'm going to reuse it here again. What do you see here?
They have some sort of data that we're giving them.
Yes, but what else?
I mean, what else do you want me to see, bro?
What? What do you see and how these components are being used?
Oh, they're being reused.
Yes. You see these style components, guys, right here. Channel, right? Channel, right? It's the same component. Same name, same component. It's like you're taking the exact same iPhone, right? But duplicating it one more time. You see what I mean? Duplicating it. So same thing here. If I go, for example, to the main channel item, right? We're using the same component. And we're looping through every single item and just adding the same component to add to that item. Oh, here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, right here. Right there. See, guys? That's what I'm trying to say. That's the whole goal with components. Channel. Same component. Reuse the exact same time. Makes it easier for you. Makes it easier for me as a developer. Makes it easier for the whole wide world. Okay?
Same.
Okay, awesome. So now, 2 channels. Now, of course, let's go ahead and create those 2 channels. If I get a channel, let's create a style.div. So I'm going to say new channel container. And I will say const. What is it? Channels list is equal to style.div. Okay. And I will say channel. I'll define the channel as well. So I'm going to say const channel is equal to what? Style.div. Let's go. Okay, we got that. Now, it still looks hideous. That's okay. On the channel section, guys, we're almost done, guys. 700 likes, guys. So close till the end. Here's what we'll do. Individual channel is going to have a height. Right? A height of what? 28 pixels. Boom. Then we're going to say, for example, this. We're going to vertically align them. Let's do that. So we'll say display flex. Okay. Then we'll say align item center to vertically align them like this. Say align items center. Okay. Then we'll say what? Padding left to move it from the left hand side. How do we say this, guys? What do we do here to move it from the left hand side?
Margin or padding.
Oh, we can do margin too. Actually, it doesn't matter. We can do margin left. Actually, okay. Let's do margin here. I'll show you why margin is not good here. Well, let's do margin for now. I'll show you in a second why margin is not good here.
When you color the background. Makes sense. All right.
Margin left. No. I want to show it to them. Margin left, 19 pixels. 19 pixels. Boom. Okay. So look, it pushed to 19 pixels, no problem, correct? All right, awesome. So now, look. This is sick. This is all good. Display flex, no problem whatsoever. Right? Let's go do cursor pointer to make sure that we can click on it. Pointer. Okay. So if I hover over this, now it's a cursor. Now, one really cool thing we can add is when you hover over it, it will actually change color. So here's how we can do this, guys. If I hover over on this, look at this. I can say hover, hover, hover. I can actually change the background color to this. So on the hover of this channel button, I can change the background. So I can change the background color. So I can say, oh, let's go. You see?
Yeah.
As I hover over it.
But with the margin.
But look at this. Because we set the margin. Remember what I said about the margin, guys? This is where you had the issue with margin and padding. I mean, the difference between margin and padding, right?
Yes.
What do I say? Margin
is outside.
Margin is the outside of the component itself. That's margin. Padding is the inside. That's interesting. Oh. Okay, cool. So look at this. If we want to include the change of the background color, right, but still create space, what do we need to use then?
Padding.
Padding, not margin. So instead of doing margin, I'm gonna say padding left. 19 pixels. And look at that. Oh, let's go.
Beautiful.
You see?
Beautiful.
It's so clean and nice.
Yes.
Okay, let's do the same thing with these threads. Can we do that too? These right here, main channel item. We'll say the same thing here. We'll say hover, hover. Also, they will go ahead and also have a background color change on them as well. Okay, save that. Woo! Oh, let's go. Whoo! Guys, look at this. We are pretty much done for day 1 of the ReactJS challenge. Look at what we have completed right here, guys, with you together. We have ourselves a chat. We have ourselves a what? A header. It looks so good. You can type in the header if you want to. We have ourselves a sidebar that looks so good and so clean. So fresh, so clean. That's impossible to look at. You have channels and so forth. This right here is dynamic. It's so cool. But guess what? It's going to get even better as we move on to day 2 and day 3. Now, guys, at this point, guys, if you are still with us, go ahead and smash that like button. Let's get to 700 likes, guys. And we're going to finish up and do a quick Q&A with you.
All right.
Now,
all right.
before we do Q&A, we have homework for you.
What's the homework?
So for the homework, guys, it's pretty simple. For the homework, here's what I want you to do. Number 1, let's go and do this.
Do you want to show screen or what do you want to do?
No, I have to show it on myself.
Show it.
So, number 1, let's go and do this. Here, for the homework, I actually do it here. For the homework, here. Force mode on. So this is your homework. Are you guys ready for this? I hope you are. Okay, so homework. For part 1 is finish this app, right? Not say finish it, finish the app to this point, right?
If you haven't gotten to this point, you could watch the replay that's going to be available.
Day 1 app.
And finish day 1.
Yes, completely one. So you have to be able to have an app just like this, no problem, okay? Part 2, here's what I want you to do. For part 2, I want you, remember how we made these right here elements kind of dynamic by creating a list, a data list?
Yes.
I want you guys to do the same thing in the channels. So convert channels to be dynamic and come from a list. Okay?
So you could look at the code above where you had the loop mapping things.
Yes.
Create a JSON object with your channels.
Yes.
And boom.
Exactly.
You do that.
Okay, part 3. What should we do again for part 3? What do you think?
Show up to
something in terms of design, I would say so. I have an idea. Actually, I have an idea.
Okay. What's the idea?
Here's the idea. I think what you guys should do, because here's at the end of all this, our goal is to be able to, to have this basically designed. What I want you guys to do is, I want you to go ahead and actually, I'm just thinking here. I want you to start on this section right here. I want you to go ahead and, guys, create this. Actually, no. Create this header section right here. See this header section?
Yeah.
In the chat box.
Ooh.
Yes. Create this header section in the chat box. That's all you need to do. You need to create this inside the chat component. Inside the chat component, guys. Makes sense? Inside the chat component. That's pretty much it. So let me go and type this out again. Okay. Create the header in the chat component like above. Like above. That's it, guys. That's all you need to do. And if you can, and here's a bonus point. Here's a bonus point for 4. If you can convert this, for example, to be the dark mode, to have dark mode. So let's say maybe I have currently light mode on, but maybe there's a dark mode, meaning you have to change the colors of all of these. Let's say, for example, change the colors of all of these, sidebar, the header, and so forth. Convert this to have dark mode, so forth. Or your own mode. Maybe you want to have a different colors for Slack. Whatever colors you want to use for Slack, use it for yourself, right? Be creative with it, right? Maybe you want to use dark and white. Maybe you want to use green. Maybe you want to use blue. Who knows? But change it to your own color, okay? To have dark mode or your own mode, right? So if you want, that's up to you. Make sense? Makes sense, guys? So go ahead right now, screenshot what you have right now, screenshot the homework. Of course, we will go ahead and send you a Facebook post, an email, and a Discord post with all the homework instructions. They will all be there.
Will we be providing the code? Some people are asking.
Yes. So our current code, guys, will actually be provided on GitHub. So we'll provide you with the link there.
Guys, so to get that, you need to be part of the challenge. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure to click the link below, join the challenge because it's still not too late. You could get started. This is barely part 1. Join the challenge. You're going to get all the homeworks. We're going to leave everything in the Facebook community, everything in the Discord community where you could be part of that challenge as well. And you'll get the code. You'll get all of this awesome homework. You'll get the amazing engaged community, all the positivity and support you need to crush this challenge.
I mean, the community right now is popping. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's popping.
What's
up? Look at this. Let me just show it to you. Woo! Look at this. Look at that. People already posting homework. Look at that. Oh, let's go. You guys are epic. Look at this, guys.
Amazing.
Look at this. Currently, we have almost 305 people live. Oh, but I'm not showing it right now. Look at this. This is insane. This is people posting right now. Look at this. Holy moly. They're already posting the homework. Everything. It's insane. So much content. Woo! Let's go.
Amazing.
This is epic. You guys
That's a community that you can join if you join the challenge.
Yes. So join the challenge, guys. Join the community. Link is down in the description below. If you are interested in something like that, that's going to be the whole, that's just me.
The whole shebang.
The whole shebang. The whole shebang, guys. But other than that, guys, I want you to pat yourselves on the back if you went ahead and you created this right now. So pat, Daniel on the back right here.
Yeah. Right? Oh my god. I almost got wrecked.
So pat yourselves on the back for creating this. It's been an amazing journey, guys. We killed it. Guys, let's get to 700 likes and finish this specific Finish this live call. 700 likes and we'll go. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to drop it down below and we'll ask any questions you have right now in the chat. So if you have any questions, let me go and take a look at them. What do we have?
Will the Discord channel be deleted after the challenge?
We're not sure about that just yet. Maybe not. That's something we'll look
at. But just in case, reach out to people, make friends, network with people inside of this challenge so that you can start to build a community of your own of people who are like-minded and are programming as well. Just
network, guys. Be positive, be optimistic, right? Be nice to other people. That's why being positive is so important in comments, right? Because if you're a shitty person in the comments, you're probably a shitty person in real life too. So, and you probably won't make any friends and you won't make any connections and you'll have a very sad life. I'm sorry. That's just the truth of it. You'll have a very sad life if you're very negative. I know. I said it. You don't like it. I'm sorry. But that's the truth, okay? You hate things, you make mean comments, you're not going to have a good life, period, okay?
Someone asked a technical question. Why do we use style.div instead of .css? Is it better practice?
So style.div is how you guys create a div. CSS is a separate file. So if you want to create a CSS, you'll create a CSS file, and that's where you go ahead and add your CSS. In our case, we're using style components, which allows us to actually, for example, if you could take a look at this, let me go ahead and open up VS Code right there. You see, style.div is kind of like declaring your own component with a style. So it's a different way of creating styles and creating components, creating styles. So it's a little bit different, but style.div is the kind of the normal. You can also do style.span if you wanted to, style.span, and any other HTML element that you want to do. But in our case, it's just div.
Boom. So listen to Nas. He's the master. We have another question saying, for the dark mode as part of the homework, can we reference the portfolio or do we just use another JS library or code it ourselves?
Good question. So for you guys, what I would say, so here, let me go ahead. I want to bring it up in the comments.
It was Muzamil.
No.
That right there.
Right there. Yeah. So for this one, I would say just change up the color. Just change the background color of your CSS, okay? You don't have to like have a toggle or anything like that. If you want to reference, your portfolio, that's fine. But I would say don't reference it. I would say just try to do it by yourself. That's going to be your biggest way of learning. Just change the background color of your left sidebar and the header. And that's it. And now you have dark mode. It's as simple as that. And if you want, you can even change the color of the chat as well, of your chat window.
Yeah. So again, this is where you get to be creative. So we have Mohammed asking the question, can I get a job with this challenge project?
So yes and no. If this is your first project, guys, and this is your first experience in ReactJS, maybe not, right? Guys, this takes some time to build out. Yes, we've had some people who've gotten projects or have gotten jobs right after doing the challenge and right after even, right, just by teaching people or just getting another job, right? But this is a career. It's a career that's going to last you for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Of course, it's not going to take you 10 days or 5 days to build it. I'm sorry, it's just not the case. You're going to have to put in more time. You're going to have to put in more projects, more of your time and more of your energy into it. And then you'll get the job. But if you're just starting out, just from zero, this is a way to kickstart your career as a ReactJS developer, right? To get your interest into it, to say, holy shit, there is possibility in it. There's abilities in terms of what I can do and in terms of what others can do and in terms of how I can change my life. That's what this is for.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
All right, so we have another question that says, does the homework have to be submitted? Well, guys, if you want to be part of the prizes that we have, your homework does have to be submitted because that's going to be taken into consideration if you're engaging with the community. Not only that, you can also start to get some feedback because if you're not getting feedback, it's hard to know if you're making awesome progress or not.
Yes, exactly, 100%. So, yeah, submit the homework, guys. We'll give you the link in the Facebook post and in the Discord post and so forth. Can you, it says how to make a site responsive. We'll go over making a site responsive later on, guys. Don't worry about that just yet, okay? Not just yet. Let me see. Okay, what other question do we have, guys? I'm going to put this here.
Oh, someone was asking this a lot.
But wait, hold on. We are at 697 likes, bro.
What?
Let's go. 697. Can we get to 700? Come on. 697 likes. 700 likes.
We're
98. Come on. 698.
We need 2 more.
699.
I don't have 99.
Can we get to 200 or 700? No, come on. 700 likes, guys. You guys got this. What? 700, 700. And we are at 700 likes. Let's go.
We shake the sound. We shake the sound.
Hey, okay.
We shake the sound.
What?
He kept asking, and I think that's a good point.
Explain inspect.
Why do you use the inspect tool? Because I see that you use that a lot, and as a developer, is that important, Nas?
Yeah, so inspect tool is actually a really cool tool, guys. Check this out. Inspect tool is what allows us to get insight into how web pages are built, right? So, for example, let's say I go to Node.js site. Okay, just an example site here, right? All right, let's just say google.com. That might be even better. That's not google.com. Hold on. Right there. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Oh my gosh, indeed. So if I right click inspect element on this one, look at this, guys. You see? I inspect the element. And this tells me things like, okay, here's the hide the image. Here, right here, we have the CSS right here. So let me go ahead and this right here, for example, is the CSS, right? So this is such a cool part about with this because I can see what other developers are doing and how they are creating these things, right? Object fit contain, max height, max width, and so forth. And I can not only learn from that, I can copy it just for my learning purposes as well. So inspect them is a very, very useful tool, right? I can look at, okay, well, how are these divs being created? See, we have this one div that's the header, right? Boom. Another div, that's the Google logo. Then another div right here, for example, let's say this is the Google logo. Another div, that's the input. You see? It's such a useful tool that I can learn from nonstop.
Yep. Not only that, it makes it easy to kind of test things because here I've seen Nas change the styles to see how things change, right? Like there he could change the padding.
So guys,
the
for
max height.
example, sorry. So yeah, sorry. Actually, go ahead, keep going.
No, I mean literally, like you could just go to the styles. That's all I was saying, and you could change it, and you could see what it would look like. So it's a quick way to debug as well.
So for example, if I do background color on here, guys, look at that. I can actually change it in line for you for color for Google. I can say background color.
Whoa! Did he just change Google.com?
Hey, there we go. Now Google.com is more like clever programmer.
Yeah, go to Google.com right now, and you'll see it's gonna be orange.
No, it's not actually.
It's
be
not
orange.
gonna be orange. It's not gonna be orange.
Because this is only in line. This is only on my local machine.
Exactly.
If you go to your Google.com, it's gonna be the exact one that it comes from.
And another thing is you can also, if you click on the very left button,
This
and
one?
you click on something on the computer, it takes you to the exact place of the code, so it's easy to find wherever it is that you're looking for.
For example, this is a search icon. You can see this is the search icon right here.
So if you want to look at the input, the title, whatever that is, you could just click on it on the screen and
Boom.
it takes you to the exact place
Boom.
on code. So
See?
it's very easy to debug using the inspect tool.
Boom. Same thing here, right? Okay, for example, this button right here. I can click on this button, and this takes me to the button right here. See this input button?
Boom.
So simple, right? Simple. So this is why we use the inspect element tool. As a developer, I highly recommend you start to get used to it, and just start using it for your own good and just testing it out, seeing what you can do as a developer. Change things up. Hey, go to Facebook, change some things up on Facebook, make it crazy, make it fancy, okay? And of course, this is only locally. If I refresh this right now, guys, it's gonna go back to normal to white, right? So of course, so I'm not actually changing it permanently. I'm changing it temporarily.
And that's why you want to use the inspect.
Exactly. Next question.
Next question. All right, guys, let's take just a few more, because we've been going at this and we want you guys to get on it and do the homeworks so that tomorrow you could show up ready for part 2.
Yes. I think pretty much at this point we're done, guys.
Okay.
At this point, I think. Why do you sometimes Amanda Dev? Why sometimes put the and sometimes? So that's a good question actually. So why do I put the semicolon and sometimes I don't put the semicolon? Why do you think that's the case?
Well, it depends.
It's just depends how I feel.
It depends if Nas is feeling it or not.
Yeah, so the semicolon, you guys, in JavaScript, especially in the beginning, you had to put semicolons at the end of each line. And so it was like a standard, right? Now at this point, it's not so much of a standard. You don't have to put semicolons at the end of each line. It's like basically it depends on how I feel about it. It's, I have a habit of doing it, but sometimes I forget to do it. Because now at this point in JavaScript, it is not the most important thing. So you can put in anything you want potentially without the semicolon. So
yeah, I think you only need the semicolon if you put a couple lines of code on the same line.
yes,
so that you can
then you need a
distinguish that.
semicolon.
But that's bad code anyway, so don't do that.
Yeah. So that's the only reason. Make sense?
All right, so guys,
That's pretty much it. So guys, if he feels semicolon, Jody is like, that's actually funny. If he says semicolonistic, he adds it. Anyways, guys, in that case, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining us, for coding along with us. Of course, we will be in the Discord group. We will be in the Facebook group. We'll put the homework post in there. Everything's going to be in there, okay?
So guys, that was it for part 1, day 2 of the Slack clone. We did the header, we did the sidebar. Tomorrow we're gonna dive deeper into this. So come back at 11 a.m.
PST.
If you haven't joined the challenge, click the link below so you could be part of the amazing community and you could be part of the amazing what the prizes that we are giving as well, and you can join and be part of that.
Yes.
So
part of the full stack mastery bootcamp, guys. That's the sick part, guys. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.
Let's go.